All right. So, last session, we went and spent 2 weeks in in Dis, with which you spent it preparing your vehicles and your equipment. Some of you spent that time making money. Overall, time is running short. Let us begin, shall we? Your 2 weeks have passed.
I wake up. Whoa, that was a crazy dream. Hey guys, are we ready to set out?
Well, let's check with the factory, get the chains, and then get on out of here.
Let's go.
This is just side note. I did get mechanics tools, right?
Yes,
Yes.
we paid a soul coin for
or
them.
something. Okay. Yep, I have it in my inventory. There we go. Ready.
Hopefully, Peter Niles message for the vehicle repair. That's amazing.
All right. So yeah, let's go to the factory where we're getting the chains forged. They have all the proper paperwork, I hope, and hopefully they'll remember us.
And not try to kill us for having info that we shouldn't.
It's a really hard to
Allegedly.
forget to me because of my food.
Oh, this is true. This is true.
I have a feeling they have reason to remember us for issues other than culinary expertise.
Yeah, but I mean, at least Petra would be somewhat safe, maybe.
Hopefully. Oh well. We'll go wrong.
All right. Yes, you approach the factory.
Just gonna save that soundbite for later after everybody's died.
Again.
Again.
Plumes of smoke erupt into the sky, and the sound of metal pounding can be heard even from outside the building. As you move forward, it's pretty simple for you to walk up front desk, considering that nobody really stops you on your approach.
Okay.
I think Bulk and I should enter.
At this point, it hardly matters, but I'll address the receptionist. And I'll say, "Greetings. We were told to pick up a delivery of magic chains."
All right. Well, let's see if you're in the paperwork.
And the barbed devil at the front desk goes and opens up a filing cabinet and pulls out like 3 foot tall pile of folders and starts opening them one by one, rifling through them. After about 5 minutes, the barbed devil seems to find what it's looking for, and turns to you and says,
All right, I'm going to need you to sign here, here, here. Cut yourself with this knife and sign here with your own blood. And don't forget to go and put in the date here.
All right, Volk will proceed with the rules and sign here, here, here. Leave a drop of his blood.
There's a thing called an insight check there, Ben.
In this economy?
Jesus, fuck, man.
But Damien, you're not there.
I was talking to Ben. I wasn't talking to Volk. Jesus.
Yeah, I signed the paperwork. I mean, why would they mislead us? They're devils, not demons.
Oh, I hate you.
Didn't even read the paperwork. That's my favorite part.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, heck no. Why would I read the paperwork? He ain't got
Anyway,
time
so
for
you
that.
signed the paperwork that was handed in front of you.
Yep.
The barbed devil rifles through the 7 pages, nods its head, and says,
All right, come with me.
All right. I
It
guess I'll
leads
follow.
It leads you through the halls on the ground floor, in which you had not really traversed. You had really gone through some of the different hallways towards more administration. This seems to be more manufacturing here, where things are actually physically being built. And often a large storage room filled with boxes and crates of who knows what. The barbed devil looks at your paperwork, looks back up, finds a particular crate numbered 7382A and B, and takes both of them and hands them over to you and Petra.
I do a double check to see if that's the correct cargo.
The barbed devil seems to be holding on to the paperwork, but if you want to see if you can ask for it to double check, you can.
Are you sure this is our order that we placed? You don't want any confusion, especially with an important mission like this.
You doubt me. This is my job.
You know, mistakes happen. I mean, even me, as the world-renowned chef, I make mistakes at times too. You know, you're just a devil. You know, not that there's anything wrong with devils. It's just that devils make mistakes just as much as we do.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Yeah. Persuasion.
All right. The devil sighs and hands over the paperwork. I'm gonna need you to roll me an investigation check to see if you can find where on this paperwork your shipment is located. After that, you don't have to roll, it's just a pretty simple check to see between the two lines if it's matching what you got. Yes, with your investigation, you realize that you, in fact, are missing a box C, which was hidden behind a completely different number, which is, as you can see, right next to A and B.
And this is why I always ask for just in case. Mistakes to happen. It's just. I'm glad I asked. Now, can you please help us take this cargo to our vehicle? I'm not exactly the strongest, if you cannot tell.
Can do. Company policy is you have to take the shipments. The product is not to be dealt or not to be moved by us. That way, it's not in our hands when things go wrong.
So let me get this straight. These 3 boxes all contain the required items.
Yes.
All right.
Weren't we only given one box?
Yes.
No, weren't we given like
There was a
I'm
couple boxes.
Okay.
Were we? All right. I don't remember.
Well, I remember.
Yeah, you went and locked. You locked one of them, but there were others.
Gotcha.
All right.
Do you have any equipment that we can use to move this? Surely such a factory as pristine as yours has to have some sort of moving capabilities.
Yes, there is equipment. If you want to go and pay to rent some of the dollies and other moving equipment.
Or we could just move it ourselves.
Lord,
Petra.
how heavy is this?
It's probably going to be pretty heavy.
He's right there.
Volk, we're strong boys. We got this.
I mean, yes.
But-
However,
but just me-
it's just me and Petra. Petra, why don't I stay here and you can go grab the other 2? I'll inspect the cargo to be sure there are no damages or any other issues with it. if you can grab the other two so we can carry these boxes and get out of here.
Of course, now go grab Damien and the Texas Red.
Don't forget Gial.
Of course, Gia, but our goblin's really
He's
strong.
stronger than he looks.
Okay, I take your word for it. And I shall go grab them.
Can I
Brian,
be
while
arm
they're-
wrestling Gial when she comes out?
Brian, can I take over or take a look at the packages to be sure there are no damages or?
Are you looking? Are you opening the
No, I'm
chests,
not
or are
opening.
you?
I'm just inspecting the outsides.
Absolutely. Roll me an investigation check.
Okay.
I'm so proud of you.
They look pretty dinged up on the outside.
This isn't
Not
coming out of
really.
my pay.
No, it's looks like they are. Looks sturdy, but it's not like pristine casings.
Okay. Well, gave it the old college try.
Yes, Petra, you come out to see you see Damien and Gial doing an arm wrestling competition. Melissa, I'm gonna need you to roll me an athletics check.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Come on, Gial.
Come on, Gial.
Gial's got
Come
that
on,
beat.
Gial. He's a
No
beefy boy. I know.
problem.
God damn it. Oof.
Ruben has -3 to the check. Anyway, Gial has clearly just beaten Damien in this arm wrestling competition.
Petra, when she sees us, is gonna like whistle, like she's impressed, like one of those. And I'm
Can you
going to ask the
demonstrate?
receptionist if I have permission to bring my comrades in to help lift the cargo out of here.
I don't think she wants to demonstrate.
I don't think Matt knows how to
She
whistle.
knows how.
No, I did whistle. It's just that because of the being that on Discord.
Excuses,
We believe you.
excuses.
I'll believe you for now.
See, I just tried whistling for like 3 seconds just now, and no one.
All
heard
right.
it.
Tried whistling, didn't say did whistle. Anyway.
Okay. Fair.
Anyway, so yes, you managed to go and summon the party members to attempt to help move these boxes, these chests as they are. So, yes, it's not too difficult to walk back to where you are. Pretty much we're following, or it was easy leaving, but it's harder coming back. There were obvious signage on how to exit this place, but not obvious signage to find where you're trying to go. So you're gonna probably need to ask someone else for help to return. Unless, of course, you want to roll me a survival check to see if you can navigate this on your own.
YOLO.
Oof. On the plus
God.
side, you ended up back in the kitchen.
Well, this is not this is not the same building, remember?
Eh.
This is a completely separate manufacturing building.
Mm.
But the kitchen, it calls me. No one knows how far I'll go. Thank you. Thank you.
I wish we had face cams on.
You
so
know,
we could see how much
honestly,
you had driven me to
I don't think this factory has a kitchen, considering it doesn't really house anybody. So you find you walk around and you get lost and you find yourself in front of a massive vat of some kind of boiling liquid.
Oh, interesting. I wonder if I can use this in my cooking. But
It
that's
is
not-
colored blue.
I could give my my dishes more coloration. Excellent. Maybe one of these days, but not now. Now, where was Volk again? Employees, Mr. Devil over there, and that's conveniently there. Can you take me to? And I'll give him like the directions to where Volk is.
What kind of devil are you trying to talk to?
Um, the closest one next to me, unless it's like very high rank.
All right. You point over to a bearded devil, and the
Mis-
bearded devil walks over to you. It's got like a smithing hammer and a some kind of heavy apron.
Mr. Beard the Devil, I seem to be lost. Could you take me to where we can pick up certain cargo, or more specifically these magical chains? I kind of got lost. My bad.
All right, I can't take you anywhere. That goes against company policy, but I can give you directions. Listen
Yes.
up. You're gonna have to go to the end of the hall, take a left, and then when you see the spiked room, you're gonna take a right, right the two hallways before that, and then you're gonna go forward, and halfway down that hallway is gonna be a room with a slightly greenish door. You're gonna turn left two doors before that, and after walking a good 125 feet, 3 centimeters, you're going to reach the cargo room.
That was excellent coordinations. I wish I could have you as part of my chef party, but that's full right now. So maybe one of these days. Thank you very much. And I will follow his directions.
All right. What was his directions?
End of
Am
the
I there
hallway,
with you
take a
guys?
left, then take a right, all the way down to the second hallway, and then go through that semi-greenish door. Yeah.
Okay, real
That-
quick, just before that happens, has she already picked us up?
I should be, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm going to shut her mouth and I'm going to go left. I'm going to go right 2 hallways before the spike door. I'm going to go, and then I'm going to continue straight 2 doors before the slightly green door. I'm going to take a left, and then I'm going to go 125 feet in 2 centimeters, and then I'll be there. Because I actually wrote that shit down. Thank you very much.
I was thinking of it, but I wasn't thinking he was going
I was
to.
gonna also just make you roll an intelligence check if you got it bad enough.
God, I fucking
Yes,
wrote
good
that
job.
shit
Note-taking
down.
matters.
Thank you very much. Notes.
I mean, I was
All right.
close for remembering it, right?
No, you remembered a lot of key information. Unfortunately, the key information was don't go through that door. Go through the door 2 doors before that. No, you were just gonna go through that door.
All right. Yes, because of note taking, you managed to find your way without having too much difficulty or having to pay anybody.
Bingo, bitch.
GG, you got me.
There, Volk is inspecting one of these chests, and kind of running his fingers around some of the dents.
I'm going to slap Volk's wrist. I'm going to say, you should know not to inspect the goods at this moment, especially when it comes to magical change. Just take a good look at it. Like this. And I'm going to take a look at it. See what I'm doing? I am inspecting with my eyes. There's no need to take your finger and run your hand over the fine carving wood.
You look at it. What are you looking for?
Nothing in particular.
Wood,
honestly.
apparently, in
I'm
these
kind of
metal
showing
chests.
Volk the technique.
I'm not exactly sure what you're looking at because it's made out of metal, but you know,
Sorry.
good job, you found it.
Thank
You
you.
investigate, and it's made out of metal.
See, this is what you're doing when you look with your eyes.
Ah, yes, I should have used my eyes. You've made your point, Petra.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, let's get these things carried back. We have 3 chests.
All right. I'm going to need a group athletics. So
boy.
I'm going to need everybody to roll me an athletics check.
Nice. Ah, I pulled my back. I broke my back.
Oh, come on, Damien. You're the
Spinal.
only saving grace.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
no.
Think. Okay.
Eh,
All right, so the chests are dropped like 3 or 4 times before you make it to the exit.
You know,
I strained myself too hard with that arm wrestling contest with Jill. Just
But
you can't win them all.
nothing seems to break, to your knowledge.
And if it does break, we fix it so it looks like the next person who opens it actually breaks it.
You managed to take the crates, or sorry, the chests outside.
Yay.
All right, let's load everything up. Which vehicle wants to?
Well, because each vehicle can only take 4 people, so don't we usually have Volk, Damien, Petra on one, Texas Red, Gial, and Tarun on the other one? So just whichever vehicle has less people should have more crates, right?
Okay. Yeah, we can split it up like that. 2 crates on the Texas vehicle, 1 crate on the Volk vehicle.
All right. Here you go. 2 vehicles.
Yep.
I'm gonna need you guys to drag your characters in and stick them on the vehicles that you're gonna be pretty much riding in.
And of course, I'll be the one to lead the way.
There is chests in the vehicles as well if you wish to replace one of the chests. You could just empty it out and remove it basically, and replace it with one of the chests that you just got.
We'll do that for our vehicle if they have room on the other vehicle. You know, storage capacity.
We don't need to do that on our vehicle. Our vehicle only has 1 crate.
I thought he was implying that that 1 crate is a storage crate, and to fit the chest on.
That is the main place where you can store things on the vehicle.
We don't have any like undercarriage space like on a bus.
Well, can you not
No.
just stack a crate on a crate?
Jeez. If you want to can we put a crate in a crate? Just crates
You
all the way
could
down.
possibly stack the crate on top of a crate, but it would make it difficult to sit next to or on top of that crate, as the crate takes up some of the seating room for passenger number 4.
Well, we only have 3 passengers anyway.
But are you saying that this would take up a crate takes up a space for a passenger?
No, it just who's sitting around in discomfort the entire time.
Damien,
Well,
'cause I can
Damien.
just fly out if I get too uncomfortable.
All right, and then where is Simba going when he magically materializes himself?
He's in the crate.
All right.
You guys don't want me to make room for you. I have quite the ability to be convenient for traveling.
So, is this your driving order? Just out of curiosity for everybody.
Yeah, actually, no,
Yeah.
actually.
All right. Good to know.
We'll lead the way since Petra knows the way to the river Styx and where we
don't-
can get.
Yeah, I don't know just the way. I know a shortcut. Get us there faster.
Well, we're all about speed. Gotta go fast.
All right,
What-
Petra.
Yeah, what kind of roll do I need to make again for these? Oh, D8?
Roll me
D10?
Roll me a d10 because you've been here a long time. All right, Texas Ride, roll me a d10. All right. The 2 vehicles don't get lost
Yay!
as they
Yay.
drive their way through the winding, changing streets of Dis over to where the river Styx lays. Winding its way underneath and between the streets. You can smell it before you see it, as the fetid waters rise, or as from the fetid waters, a stench of death pretty much permeates around the area. You can see the strange plants kind of growing around the edges, but not touching the water per se. And in the water itself, there are several boats well, piloted by Morenoloths mostly. Although there are some that are piloted by devils.
Okay. We'll go to a Marinoloth. Looks like he has a big enough boat for both our vehicles.
All right. Morenoloth will turn to you and say,
Customers, how can I help you?
All right. We need travel to the plane of Stygia. We need to be going there. We need to take the fastest route while ensuring that no party member is exposed to the water of the Styx. So there should be some safety involved. And yes, that is our requirements. It's fast. The speed is going to be the key thing. And for this, we will pay you
Wait,
8 soul
before you
coins.
say something, Volt, I got a question for Mr. Menorov. What's it?
Mes-
Morenoloth.
Moranala.
Thank you, that word.
Just call him Mr.
In
Skelly
order
Boy.
for in order for us to get charged, do we need to occupy space in the boat? If we don't occupy space in the boat, what will you charge us? Yes, I said
What
that.
do you mean? What do you mean by occupy space?
As in, like, if I were to stand on the boat, is that what charges us? What happens if I'm not standing on the boat or flying over the boat?
If you're flying over the boat, you don't get teleported through the Styx.
And what happens if I'm not flying over it? I'm just doing my own thing, not on the boat itself.
So if you're not on the boat, you don't get teleported with the boat through the Styx.
Understand that. I'm just.
I'm not sure if there's a manner with which you can be traveling with the boat that isn't you taking up space on the boat.
Why, Brian? You should know this. We have bags of holding.
Yes, which cost, or which only hold air for about 10 minutes at a time.
That's adorable. Because I don't need to breathe.
Roll me an intelligence check, Petra.
Hopefully, I don't think I have that high of intelligence.
I feel like this is something that, if you are going to try to do this, you should have done this without bringing it to the boatfarer's attention.
Well-
Exactly what Melissa said, but also, yeah, if you're going to try to do this and reduce the fee, you're going to have to get on the boat without the Marinoloth's knowledge.
I mean, we could just do it instead of the. But
I could
that's why
say I could charge for less. Technically, I could say we're not traveling with this
I'll-
many people.
I will allow you to go and retroactively retract your statement, if you so choose. Because you also know full well that if you ask, "Hey, can I go and walk on your boat without paying for that?" You know the answer is no.
But yeah, but I'm not technically walking. I'm just in someone's bag of holding, which doesn't occupy space.
You know the answer is no.
Okay.
As a character who has existed in Dis for quite some time, you know that there's one thing Yugolots care about when it involves mortals, and that is money.
Okay. Damien, I request to be put in your bag of holding. We
Look,
save
Petra,
money that way. Save it towards
saving money is important. However, we have budgeted for your travel, and I feel like at this point it would be maybe we could try this. It's a good option to keep in mind for saving money
In the future.
in the future.
Okay, I try to be helpful. That it's totally okay. I appreciate your concern for me, Volk and Damien.
Okay, so once again, 8 soul coins. Get us to Stygia as fast as you can, with none of us being exposed to the feeble-minding effects of the sticks.
Very well.
Load your things onto the boat, customers.
All
Our
right,
trip will begin shortly.
all right, Damien, guide me in.
Alright. I
Back it up.
I pick up
Back it
two
up.
just
Yeah.
rolls, like scroll rolls that I have, and just use them as like the airport, like back up, straight back.
Why don't you use the
Move
torches
left,
we
move
have?
left. Because then I would have to light up the torches, and I don't
You
want
don't
to
have to
waste
light up the
resources.
torches. You just use them with sticks.
Yeah,
It's
but
kind of an awkward procedure, but eventually you get to load your vehicles on top of the on top of the boat.
yay.
I feel like we've done this a lot lately.
Mhm.
I feel like we should be getting pretty good at it.
I would say you have to roll for that, but honestly, it's a lot easier than having to back up the giant spider vehicle.
Eh,
I feel like the giant spider vehicle could just like step onto the boat.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
but it
you don't
turns.
really have to like back up the spider vehicle because you can just like walk it straight on, and then it just turns on a dime. Because it's a spider.
It does not turn on a dime normally because it has momentum for days.
No,
But
what
I
I'm
mean,
saying is like
I guess if it
drive
stopped moving, then
drive it
it does
straight
have.
on, stop, turn on a dime, voila.
All right, you managed to park your vehicles on top of the boat.
Yay. Good driving, Volk.
What can I
Good
say?
driving,
I'm
Texas.
an expert.
All right.
Now, Brian, why would you have a battle map? Like,
I don't
It's
know.
to
Why would I have
get us
that
in the
map?
spirit of it.
get us in the mindset of playing in the game. Gotcha.
The
For
boat,
immersion.
the river Styx, traverses still further through the plain of Dis. You travel for a little bit through the city. It's for about an hour until the Merenalots suddenly starts signaling to slow down, and you feel the boat, as before, start to turn in directions it shouldn't be, as it starts to sink front first into the water. And from there, you end up onto the layer of Mineros. Mineros is, for those of you who have never been there, but it is basically entirely a flooded forest or swamp. The water has lost much of its red hue here, and instead taken up a kind of murky black. The vegetation is quite thick around the edges of the waters as the Myrnoloth continues to skillfully pilot the vehicle. Another hour passes before the Morenoloth, finding a good location, sinks the vehicle once again, and suddenly heat. You see around you a if you thought Avernus was the stereotypical hellscape, Phleg Phlegathos is much more so. Around you, volcanoes erupt in constant flame as rivers of fire can be seen flowing far away. The river Styx here bubbles and churns with increased energy as you sail through this area. But once again, an hour passes and the vehicle sinks again. You are in Stygia.
As we're traveling, I'd like to before we leave this, I'll send a message to Gath to let him know that we have the packages on our way to Stygia, and then when we arrive in Stygia, I'll let him know that we've arrived in Stygia, just to give him a heads up. Make the boss happy.
All right, the boat starts traveling down the river Styx here. All around the sides, you could see that while there are large land masses covered in snow, it is fractured, and small ice floes and icebergs float about in the water with you. You can swear you see ripples moving through the Styx, as the water here is a deep blue, almost the same shade of blue as you could see on the material, except it's got a little bit of a strange aura to it that you can tell is still completely evil. The boat docks over here on this landmass as the Morena Loth nods its head and says, "Your journey is complete."
All right. Thank you for your time.
The boat is not
there
so
like
much
a
docked on a. Oh, sorry, can
city
you?
nearby? Is this like a city or what is this? Is this just ruins? Do we see any in
You are. So here, I've got some distance here. You see some kind of
okay.
structures off in the distance, but you're not quite sure what.
Okay.
You are too far away.
Right.
Where you are currently moored, there is no dock, by the way. It has only been somewhat anchored down, and there seems to be kind of like a roughly flattish cut piece of ice that you are currently using as a dock. That seems to have been kind of carved over time, artificially.
Well, good thing we had those modifications made. Now let's get the vehicles off the boat then.
Mm-hmm.
And
All right,
see.
you can get the vehicles off the boat. And with that, the Myrnaloth will nod at you and will sail off.
I wave goodbye. Bye. Nice meeting you.
It is
Alright.
cold here. It is dark. Lightning crackles through the skies. It does not seem to be far above you.
Hmm.
The skies, like I've said before, is pitch black except for the crackling lightning, which briefly lights up the ground beneath it. Those of you who do not have dark vision will need lights in order to see things from a distance.
Couldn't we put up the lights that we just got last session?
What was that?
Yes, you did get lanterns last session.
Yep, we got
Yes.
lanterns, torches, and day glow orb.
Clothing too.
Yep. Is can you remind me what the
Drift globe
drift
is what you
globe
got.
does exactly?
It
remember-
casts the light spell, and once per long rest, you can cast the daylight spell.
Okay.
It also floats around behind somebody.
Wait, can we cast light
at a
on our
walking
vehicle?
Can you cast light on your vehicle? I'm not sure if the drift globe casts light on anything but itself, but I can double check that for you.
How dumb does it sound to cast bonfire on our vehicle? Have a bonfire in our vehicle.
Very dumb.
Emanates the light spell from itself.
Okay.
You would need to have somebody else cast the light spell, in order to glow up the vehicle. How dumb would it be to cast the bonfire spell?
I mean, it's like
How dumb would it be to go and start a fire in the bed of a truck?
well, yeah, but it's a metal vehicle that goes through hell.
I mean, technically.
You know, and it was just.
It is
fine.
exactly as dumb as it is to go and set a bonfire in the back of a truck.
Okay.
It's up to you how dumb that is.
All right.
It is literally everything would be the same conditions.
Damien, you know how to drive this vehicle, right?
Yep.
You have dark vision?
Yep.
All right, we can, if you want to take over driving, because I can't see a thing. I think I'm the only one who can't see a thing.
I can't either.
Ready?
Okay. And just let us know. We'll be in the back.
I have exceptional vision. Thank you very much. Alrighty.
And I'll have the bullseye lantern ready and the drift globe in case we need it.
Are we heading to the building over there then, or?
I mean, I don't have anywhere else. We haven't received some magical divine intervention yet, so
Good point. Let's go. I'll signal to Texas, or fuck, I'll just telepathically to Texas Red, heading to the buildings over there.
Cool.
All right. You start driving to the buildings over there. So, rules on moving through snow and ice here in Stygia. Your vehicles have pretty much razor blades for tires. You have near infinite traction. However, at a cost for that, you can't drive on super thin ice because you'll just cut through it. So in order for you driving at full speed, the ice has to be at least a foot thick. Anything less than that, and you're pretty much cutting through it and floating your vehicle around on the water.
How would we know what's a foot thick and what's not?
well, we
Excellent
have
question.
We'll figure it out soon enough.
Hopefully not
Yeah,
right
I mean-
away.
When the car in front starts to go down, the second car should stop.
Yeah, so you don't need to worry about slipping around on the ice. You have a lot of traction on this.
Mhm.
All right, so it is a few hours driving over to the buildings that some of you saw off ahead. I'm not quite sure how you saw the buildings off ahead. Actually, no, illuminated by the lightning off in the distance for brief amounts of time.
Mhm.
As you drive your vehicle across, you see that there are mountains off in the distance. You are driving through mostly open plain. About you, you see small patches of looks like some kind of short vegetation, like some kind of lichen or maybe some kind of very hardy grass. But other than that, there is not much vegetation here. This area seems to be nearly lifeless, in fact. As you continue heading towards the buildings here, you can see that occasionally you'll see glowing pillars around you, off in the distance, which seem to be oftentimes struck by lightning.
Hmm.
Eventually, after several hours of travel, you will make it, though, to this location you saw. Or should I say, you will realize this location when you start hearing some rocks getting broken apart underneath the treads of your tires.
Stop.
Yeah, I'll sort of slow down and we'll just keep an eye out, because, like, is this a ruin then, or is it like...
As you approach closer, you see that it is what looks to be a town made out of stone, half submerged in snow. For many of you, if you jumped, you would be able to reach the edges of these roofs.
so it's
Perception
pretty.
to see if I can.
A perception to see what?
There's any inhabitants
Sure.
or just life in general. Perception.
Yes, as you look around, you try to see if there are signs of life, and you do see them. giant footprints in the snow.
Dun, dun,
You do not.
dun.
You do not see the signs of smaller beings, of creatures of your size.
How tall are the buildings from what we see?
They look to be buildings that you would have seen in the material. I'm not sure if I think if Petra was born in the Planescape world, then it would be similar to buildings made in Sigil.
I'm gonna go over to Vulcan Damien and say there might have been a giant attack because I'm not sure why giants would be in a small village like this.
Or the Giants
Well-
could have just moved through here recently. Because if there's no signs of any like footprints or anything of people our size, but there are some footprints of giants, then it's reasonable to say that they came through here like after everybody else had left or something, like after there had already been a snow from when anybody else who was living here had left.
Well, there's only one way to find out, and I'm going to, well, one, look down before I jump off to see if I'm going to land in Styx water.
Well, also to see how deep the snow is.
Yeah, and I'm going to walk over to the nearest house and knock on the door.
So, Petra, you jump out of the vehicle and you immediately sink into the snow. It sinks down into like hip height before you eventually compress enough snow to stop sinking.
That wasn't very bright of me. Oh well. And if I'm able to, can I like waddle my way to the nearest house
Absolutely.
carefully?
Kind of waddle your way about. It's slow going, but it's not obnoxiously slow. It's just a lot of energy. As you reach the first house, this house, like I said earlier, is half buried. The door seems to be just peeking up above the snow.
Also, it might be a giant village then. If it's just buried in snow, though. But yeah, I'll knock on the door and see what's up.
So you kind of kneel down and knock on the door, the very top of it, and you don't hear anything.
Is it possible to try to open the door?
You cannot access the door handle right now. It is beneath the snow.
We can dig.
I was gonna say, Damien, do you want to help me dig for doorknob?
Yeah. I'll hand over the reins of the vehicle to Volk and just be like, hey, if anything happens, just fucking start going if we need to bolt. And then I'll kind of, seeing how deep the snow is, like I'll fly over to where Petra is, and then I'll just like, what is it like? Not like like the pencil dive or whatever, where it's just like feet first, just like straight down, just see how deep I go.
Yeah, you reach about hip height again. The snow beneath you seems to be compacted not only in weight, but also by
Just
the snow
time.
above it.
Yeah.
You do reach. You do with your efforts though. You do your initial jump does take you to about shoulder if you really jumped hard.
Yes. Yeah.
But your
So
next step is like is hip.
okay.
Well, yeah. Once we get to the doorknob, we'll turn it open.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll start digging.
How many of you? How are you trying to dig through the snow?
With my hands.
All right. You are finding it difficult to dig through some of the snow as you get deeper.
How about with a hand axe?
All right, the hand axe will in fact make it a lot easier. The snow turns to ice, and the hand axe manages to cut through it. You reach the bottom. You can tell you reached the bottom when your hand axe finally reaches stone.
Approximately how deep would that be when I reach the stone compared to like the top of the door?
The stone is at the bottom of the door.
No, I know.
Oh,
Basically,
but
how tall is the door?
how tall is the door? Yeah, it seems to be a standard door.
Okay. So probably not a giant village, but just a village that has been snowed over.
I would also. I'm going to tell Damien if he can he can just tell Volk that if we somehow get trapped in there, to come get us. Because of the snow, if we close the door, the snow might come down onto the door once again. We won't be able to push our ways out.
Oh, that's why
So.
you don't close the door.
Well, I mean, I guess that's fair.
Like, the door should open in, because if you live on a snowy plain, you're not going to have a door that you have to push out in order to open it.
I don't know. That makes a lot of sense.
I don't know. Anyways, yeah, we'll open the door.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The interior of this place is lit from above with the lightning, as you see that there are some holes in the roof. The inside of this place, it seems to be barren, as if stripped of various whatever used to be inside of this place.
Any valuables or, like, common living stuff is just gone.
Exactly.
Okay.
Specifically, you don't notice any kind of furniture.
Okay.
Do I
Often,
see any
off
traps?
in the corner, you see what looks like a series of bodies frozen, huddled together. It seems like they've been dead for a long time, as the majority of their flesh has either frozen solid or has been eaten away by creatures.
Good to see that.
Do they still
Well,
have their mouths?
do they still have their mouths?
Yes.
No. Well, they still have the skull and the lower. Some on many of them have been frozen in place, but they don't really seem to have much skin around there.
Would I be able to cast Speak with Dead?
You would be able to.
Why?
Let me double check the qualities for Speak with Dead, but I'm pretty sure you'd be able to.
Because maybe if I cast Speak with Dead, I might be able to gather just some information, like, important information about this land.
Okay.
I can ask the corpse up to 5 questions.
All right, as you
I'm not
as you
gonna
cast Speak with Dead,
actually
which
before I cast it, I'm gonna ask Damien if this is even a good idea, and what questions I should ask the corpses.
I mean, I can't really think of any, considering that, like,
Well, maybe what happened here.
they froze to death.
Well, froze to death, but like, why is this place empty? Maybe.
People left.
Do you think it's even worth it, or do you think it's not?
I mean, if you want to, go ahead. Like, we're not in any rush right now, considering that our goal is to get to a settlement, and eventually our contact is supposed to find us. So.
All right, I'll cast Speak with Dead.
All right. There are several bodies here. Looks like there are some that seem to have been adults and some that seem to have been children. Which one are you casting this on?
If there appears to be a male figure, I'd want to do an adult male figure.
All right. roll me a medicine check. Unfortunately, a lot of the features that would allow you to easily tell have either been frozen or eaten off.
Would Damien be able to assist me with this?
With what kind of check?
Medicine?
Yeah, I can do that.
Yay.
You think you found an adult man.
Okay. Yeah, I'll cast it on who I think is an adult male.
All right. As you cast it, the frozen body seems to start to move, and it's immediately, as soon as it starts to move, it starts to shiver, and it seems to be as if it was attempting to pull a blanket closer to itself, and the teeth start shattering.
How I kind of feel bad. What was I? Okay. Can you tell us how your family died?
It's so cold. Where'd the sun go? It's so cold here. Where's the blanket?
I'll look at Damien, kind of confused because I didn't think Stygia even had some.
If this place looks like the buildings look like they were similar to that of like the prime material plane or like something, this guy could like it would have been some weird magic like what happened with Maximilian. You don't know who Maximilian is. One of our other buddies, hell, even Volk, they basically came through portals like completely unexpectedly in like Avernus, and like they were just like teleported here. That could have possibly happened to this entire village, I guess.
I can ask where are we right now? You know.
Yeah.
Where are we right now?
It's so cold here.
Where's here?
It's this is the town of Pendle. Blankets. Do you have any more?
Brian, if I were to take off my woolly mammoth jacket, what would happen to me?
You would start to be extremely cold.
What's the complications of that?
Nothing immediately, but it's below like -10.
Can I do like a perception check to see if I can find a blanket or something?
Sure.
Well, because everything was taken from here.
I doubt it, but
yeah, as just exactly as Melissa said, it's everything or a lot of things seem to have been taken from here. As you look around, you see that anything you figured might have once been made out of wood has been removed. Like you can see that there are holes in the walls where possibly shelves used to be. You can see scratches on the ground where there used to be flooring, before whoever it is that removed things from here removed the flooring.
This is a stone building, right?
It is a stone building, yes.
Is casting or create bonfire a okay thing to do in here then?
Well, you would have to have something to burn.
It's a 5-foot cube.
Basically, what I could figure happened is
yes, you would be able to create bonfire without having to have anything flammable.
Yeah, okay, I'll do create bonfire then, and hopefully it won't catch anything else on fire.
As long as you stay away from it, your clothing and whatnot will not catch on fire.
Yes.
The room immediately glows with the colors of this campfire. before the campfire suddenly turns a cold blue and the fire starts to not be as warm. This room now is slightly above freezing. Those of you who are outside the building can see this glow pretty easily, considering that it's the most glowing object in the entire vicinity.
Basically, my theory of what happened here is this town was transported here somehow. Everybody in the town froze to death. People came by later, took all the wood for fire and stuff like that, because
They needed to.
and like look like on our way here, we were only driving through plains. Like there was no stuff to burn.
Hmm.
So they're taking whatever wood and stuff they can to burn it or do whatever. And these people just died a long time ago.
I asked 2 questions so far. Correct?
Yes.
Okay, so that means I have 3 more, I believe.
Ask them if they would have any like burial traditions or anything like that.
Do you have any burial traditions for the dead?
It's so cold. The burial. Yeah, I was buried with my family. So cold.
We shall do that after this conversation. It's almost done, I swear. We'll be fast. Do we know the town that we're supposed to be in?
Well,
No.
this is Pendos. But we have no idea where we're supposed to meet our contact.
Okay. Do you think it's a good idea?
You had done a little bit of research ahead of time and had heard that there was a town somewhere in the vicinity of where Levistus resided, in that red circled area.
So, a town next to Levistus? Wait,
The
Levistus?
town of the town of Tantlin,
Okay, so we're looking for
the city of Tantlin is somewhere in this vicinity.
Can you tell us a little bit about Tantlin? Have you heard of that?
Tantlin? It's so cold. And like you can see him attempt to like heat up his hands with his breath and nothing happens. It's this I don't know that place. Is is everybody else okay out there?
I'm gonna ask Damien if it's a good idea as like the final question, just to pass along his final words to his loved ones, and then we can chant those in prayer.
His loved ones are all dead.
Well, exactly, but like when we bury them, you know, we can tell them that their dad loves them, whatever he says. Or should we just try to get one more piece of information out of him?
I mean, I don't think we're gonna get much from this guy because like I said, I think that they were teleported here and they probably died almost instantly. I don't think they know basically anything about this place.
Okay. What are some words you'd like to say to your family? And I'm going to put my jacket, my wool, like my mammoth jacket over him in his final answer.
It's gonna be all right, right? It's gonna be all right.
You don't have to worry about the cold anymore.
You can see that even with the jacket on, this guy is freezing, or is still shivering, and teeth are still clattering.
I believe that was my 5th one, right?
Petra, roll me an intelligence check.
I believe it's just going to be a d20. I'm just going to cheat.
All right. You, with your expertise in the undead, you know that typically when undead are brought back with their intelligence restored, oftentimes they don't react with other things, and they continue to act the way that they died,
Oh,
in
okay.
a sense.
Then I'm
So
going.
you would know that no matter how much you heated this guy up, he would still be freezing cold.
Gotcha. Okay. Then I'm gonna not put the jacket on him. All right. So what happens to him now? I think we asked 5 questions total.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, as you
Goes back
ask
to
the final
Zoro's mistake.
question, the body continues to shiver and the teeth continue to chatter until suddenly the body freezes again.
Well, Damien, shall we go bury family?
Yeah.
And
Oh,
we'll
it's gonna be
spend.
kind of hard to. We'll bury them in the snow and ice, because
Okay.
you can't really bury them under the stone. Can't really get through it, so it's fine. They won't be disturbed.
Do we
Yes.
bury them outside their front doors?
Yeah.
Next to home?
Mm-hmm.
And we'll do just that, and then we'll meet up with the rest of the gang and just kind of tell them what we found.
Mm-hmm. I think these were the ruins of a town that got teleported here somehow.
Interesting.
So, we have to find some sort of settlement with actual people and hopefully find our way to Tantalin.
Tantalus. Well, we know vaguely where Tantalus is at.
Tantalin. Tantlin.
It's
Tant-
literally, if you
Tantalun.
look at the map
That's what I've
on the
said.
right side.
That's
It's
what I said every time. I don't know what you're talking about.
Definitely.
Well, do our vehicles have like a compass?
I don't think
I think the
Compasses
closest
work on
compass
thing we
would
have
not-
is our fucking dimensional sextant thing.
a compass would do you no good without a magnetic north. Perhaps this place has one, but a lot
Well, it
of
looks like
Planescape
North Pole.
doesn't really have like a magnetic center to use a compass around.
Well, we know where it is on the map.
Yeah, but we don't know where we are.
Yeah. Well, we know,
Well,
sort of know where we are.
Would the Morenoloth have shown us, like, if we brought out, because didn't we actually get a map?
Yeah, we
Yes,
bought
you
it
had gotten
with,
a map from the governor in Dis.
Would we have been able to, like, as we were unloading everything, be like, okay, where are we? And, like, shown him the map and have him point it out?
You didn't really ask the Murdeloth, but I will allow it. I will allow you to try to roleplay that if you wish to get information as to where you are.
Back it up, back it up, back it up. Hey, where are
Alright.
we?
so we have this civilization that has no one here essentially except dead people. We need to get across Styx and go to Tantalin over here. The problem is we don't have connection point unless up above here there's a connection point, Brian.
Well, we
Your
can go
vehicles
across the water.
have been made it so that your vehicles have been fitted in such a way that they can float.
Yes.
They don't travel particularly quickly over the water, but they can float.
So what would happen if we're traveling via the spiky wheels and then we fall into the Styx? We'd still float, right?
Yes, however,
Your vehicle
if
would
we
move
get
slower.
Splashed,
Oh,
we
okay.
would still have to do a thing, and our vehicle would move
Yeah.
slow. So if we wanted to, we could try to make our way across here and then just drive down
I
here.
think we should maybe try going through the green part.
Well, isn't that forest?
Yeah, that's a lot of forest, and
Oh,
if we
it's
landed
forested
anywhere
area. I
in
didn't know. Okay.
if we landed anywhere in the green part, we would have to cross again, which would slow us down.
Okay.
It's basically completely surrounded.
I just thought it was like grassland or something. So might be. All right.
You can tell that there would be really no grassland here. Or if there used to be grassland, it would no be with the snow.
Just make a
Can I
little note.
actually, with the help of Damien, is it possible for me to like get on top of like a vantage point?
Watch out for the lightning. Getting up high is not a good idea.
That is a good point. I'm trying to. Can I do a perception check of the city just to see if there is any light coming from within this town?
It's hard to tell with your angle.
Okay.
We could
Oh,
drive
by the-
around the town a little bit to see if there's any other signs of habitation. Otherwise, we could follow the giant tracks and see if they could guide us to Tantalon.
I think we should ask these people who live in the Forester area because they're technically closer, or
Well,
That's just me.
I would say the thing with the giants though is that
they might not be friendly.
yeah, because the last frost giants that we dealt with, I don't think anyone here was there. No, but so last time I dealt with frost giants, basically they captured me and they were gonna use me as entertainment to go in like a fighting ring and fight against like their mountain lions or whatever they had. And it was just the fact that I survived long enough that they're like, huh, you're interesting. So I don't think in general frost giants are typically friendly.
Mm-hmm. Granted, don't we know the king of the frost giants, or are there several? Okay. Because I thought we met some. Giant.
met
Well,
some
first off,
random
Petra, you
frost
wouldn't know
giants.
this,
Well,
but
I
also
know,
that
but
was a
I'm just
chief.
saying-
That was a frost giant tribe chief.
Oh, okay. Well, if push comes to shove, we could always use that as maybe a leverage. Like, we know these guys. We've helped them. This is just Matt speaking, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should just start heading towards this way. Because I don't think these would be mountain giant civilizations, just because they're not on, like, mountains and whatnot.
Dakota,
I
what
would
do you
just be
think?
nervous about going through the woods.
I think it'd be worth it if we are able to narrow down the search radius.
Um,
Don't you think?
I mean, I think the narrowing down the radius is definitely valuable, but it all depends on. I mean, we've played it slow and steady up till now, so that's where I'm torn.
Yes, either slow and steady, we go and hop from village to village, or we can just start making our way straight there as fast as possible.
Yeah, I'm not sure at this point if I'm willing to throw the caution to the wind after we've already wasted 2 weeks. Texas Red says to himself.
Of course.
How about we just hop from village to village? I think that is overall fits more with the strategy we're going with.
All right, do you think we should go to this one, this one, or just like the bottom two maybe if the first one on the left doesn't right here?
Well,
doesn't work?
let's go to the closest one, and if that doesn't give us information, then we can decide where we're going from there.
Go to this one. If they don't have anything, go to this one. If they don't have anything, we're not going to the other two because that's just completely out of the way.
Okay.
Okay. So off to this top left village we go, if that is a village.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you see kind of like a land off on the map. Let's see if that pays off. Damien's pulling out the Indiana Jones traveling markers.
Yep.
I actually kind of love that.
Unfortunately, Indiana Jones is no longer available.
Ah.
Rest in peace.
Indiana Jones, the sorcerer, is currently dead.
Allegedly. We didn't see the body.
True, we didn't see the body. Maybe he's not.
be right back.
All right. I'm going to need some checks to see if you can navigate over there. You are navigating in near blackness, and you're going to be crossing the Styx for several days. Or sorry, not several days, several hours, in which you'll be surrounded by nothing but blue water and darkness. So I'm going to say that this is going to be a D4.
Does anybody have the
Also, you do not have the dimensional sextant because that is on your other vehicle.
right?
There's also that. All right. So yes, you in the darkness do not get turned around. I'm gonna also need somebody to roll me a D8.
I think we know who's gonna do that.
Well, I already rolled, so
All right. There is no encounter. There is silence as the, or sorry, there is mostly silence as you cross the Styx. The silence is only broken by the sound of thunder, distant and nearby. However, it for some reason does not seem to strike anywhere that you can see as you cross the Styx. It is quite some time, but eventually you will cross this place. As you cross, you do not see any forms of life whatsoever. Eventually, you will reach the shore on the other side, and upon hitting the shore, it's a little bit of time of your vehicle is basically chewing up the ice in front of you before you will suddenly hit what you think might be solid land and be able to drive up from there.
Okay.
Up on the banks, a little ways away from the Styx, you are suddenly engulfed by trees. As in, the trees are growing quite close to each other. Luckily, you have giant razor blades attached to the front of your vehicle, which you can basically use if you so choose to cut through the trees. Alternatively, you can attempt to drive between them. Either way, the sky above you is obscured by the heavy tree line.
I would prefer to try not to like destroy all of the trees, but if we could make like a small path, that way we don't
Could
get
we-
super lost.
could we try to find a path that's already been kind of made?
It's difficult considering the light situation, but if you wish, you can attempt to perceive. It's gonna need to be pretty high because it'll only be illuminated by the lightning flashes above.
Can I have assistance on this?
Yes.
23 ain't too bad.
You think you might see a path over to off in the left, where some trees have been separated.
We shall go that way. And can I
Alright.
see? Can I actually do another perception check once we get there to see if that was kind of made by a creature or if that was like kind of man-made, like kind of led by us?
Survival check.
Damien.
Go ahead. I'll help. Or do you want me to actually look at it?
Both of you have proficiency in survival.
I do not have proficiency in survival.
I shall check it out myself. 14.
It's hard to tell, Damien. You don't see any obvious traces. If anything, you just see the off to the sides, uprooted trees. So you know something did this, but it's hard to tell if something like naturally magical did this, or if some creature with some kind of motivation did this.
Mm-hmm. So
How
like
big is
it
this
could have
path?
just been a shit ton of like mammoths or something like that just walking through here knocked down a couple of things, or it could have been like people. Be like, yo, let's build a path.
All right, so this path that you have found is quite narrow, if it even is a path. It is barely big enough for your vehicles to drive single file. Whose vehicle is in front?
That would
It-
probably be Damien and I's.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if we're trying to follow the path. Yeah.
And it also has a light on it too, so.
All right. As you drive through the thick forest, you hear the sounds of wolves off in the distance.
God,
Howling.
wolves. Bane of my existence.
You have a lot of banes of your existence.
I do. That was more of the bane of my existence when I was actually alive, though, because, going out and cutting down trees is kind of irritating when you have entire packs of wolves roaming the forest around you.
And you also hear, strangely, the sound of croaking, as if some kind of frog exists here.
Does it sound like a malicious frog?
Hard to tell. You have bad history with a frog, so I
Yeah.
mean,
Technically, not a frog.
True.
He's a grung. Let's not slap broad generalizations. Do you think calling him a frog is an insult to grung?
Ooh, what if we called him a toad? Like
What if he is a
that-
toad?
That might be even more of an insult. If you misidentify a frog as a toad or a toad as a frog.
What if we
Either
call
as a
him
grung.
venomous when he's actually poisonous?
It's a newt.
Does the frog sound
Did he get
close?
better?
Got better.
but yes, you start driving towards following this path, and it seems to wind quite a bit until it eventually stops. At the end of this path seems to just be more trees.
Can I do a perception check to see if there is actually anything at the end of this path other than just trees?
Sure.
Assistance, Damien.
Go ahead.
You see it. A hole in the ground. Hidden by the
Hidden by the...
kind of lift your head up a little bit and just see the edge of it. There is quite a large hole here.
Ooh.
As
I
if
found
it's either as if something has made it unnaturally.
Damien, you know what could have made big hole?
Well, maybe. Are there any other big holes around here, Brian, or is it just this single one?
You don't see any.
Wait a second. I think I might have idea.
Would
So
I be
with
able to
me
do like
and
a
the-
survival to see if I know of like any type of natural animal that would do this kind of thing?
Sure. I'm going to first roll me a knowledge. Okay, survival check, that works, I guess. So as you slowly approach the hole, not really close enough for it to, cause any danger to you, at least in your opinion,
Mm-hmm.
you see that it is, in fact, far larger than you expected. It would be not a difficult feat for your entire vehicle to just fall into this hole sideways. Or not sideways, just like staying flat. So you could easily stick a vehicle in here.
Damien, I encourage you to come back here. I think I know what that might be.
Okay.
And it's not good news.
It could have been made by a very large badger.
Uh, Volk, I think it's the. I'll hold for. Remember when we talked to that guy about what species might live here? Remoraz. We talked
Yes,
about. It
I
might be a
remember
hold for
this.
them. I don't know.
Is Remoraz the land shark?
No, that was the big centipede worm. Like that, if you get too close to it and hit it, you take fire damage.
I don't remember this. Has the party fought one before?
Yeah. It might have been
Uh,
before you though.
I
I
think
can
that was before them.
I can believe this would explain why I don't remember it.
Um, do Remoras live in forests though? Cause like I thought that they lived in like the open tundra.
I don't know. I'm not a biologist. That's just my assumption. We could obviously go inside hold, but I don't think it's worth it.
All right, so this is kind of a dead end.
Do we know, Brian, if we've hit our destination?
Roll me another perception check.
Hmm.
Loading character sheet.
If
All right. As the lightning streaks across the sky, you think you see the outline of some kind of large thing looming above the trees. Very faintly. It's hard to tell what shape it is considering the number of them, but because there is a bit of a clearing on this path, you can sort of see that there is something there. It is still several hundred feet off in the distance.
so looking at this hole, how recent does it seem?
You would have to get up right to the hole in order to tell.
I would
I
like.
thought he already was.
I was getting close, but not like if
Oh.
if something's in it that it can like lash out and grab me and pull me into it kind of thing. Because the first thought my mind went to was like a trapdoor spider kind of thing. I was kind of just like, that's sus. So yeah, I'll stealth and try to move up to it. Bink. Okay.
Yeah.
And then, is it a perception or an investigation to see how recent it would be?
It would be a investigation.
Okay, well, I'm not as good as that. But that's a nat 20, so I am okay with that.
All right. So, yes, as you attempt to investigate, you can tell that this is not exactly a recent hole, but you can also tell that whatever exists here still uses this.
Okay. Would I get, like, you say it's not recent, would not recent be, like, a couple days old, or, like, a day old?
Weeks, months.
A week old? Yeah.
It's hard to tell how old this hole is, but you can tell that there is tracks of something.
Okay. Would it possibly be a bunch of like tracks that might line up to a Remoraz's billion bajillion legs by chance?
I would need knowledge nature if you wanted to figure out what kind of creature this is.
Oh my
Boom!
God, Damien!
Boom!
There are many legs, it seems, but not the insectoid legs of a Remoraz.
Okay.
Didn't you say there was a creature like a couple 100 feet in the distance?
Well, there's something big looming over the trees and stuff like that, but I was assuming that that was like a settlement or something.
I hope so.
Okay, with those two, I'll go back to the group and inform them of what I found. It's a big hole. Hasn't been used super recently, but it looks like it has been used multiple times, I guess. Whatever it is a multi-legged creature, but it doesn't look like a Remoraz's tracks. At least not like the Remoraz that we fought back in Gehenna.
Well, shall we continue forward to that looming thing over there?
Yeah, and I think we should definitely keep an eye out and an ear out. Well, it'll be harder to keep an ear out with the hell engines and stuff like that. But just be on alert for anything digging tunnels and coming up from behind and underneath. Because whatever it is, that's a big ass tunnel that these vehicles could literally drive into. So, just be on the lookout for that.
And of course, we relay that information to Texas Red. So
yeah, I imagine that I'm like as I'm saying it, I'm also telepathically saying it to Texas Red.
Yeah.
Just so you know, we're not aware, or we're aware of it, and then he just gets completely fucked from behind or something like that.
Yeah.
Because,
All right.
Jill is on his chalk.
Yeah, really you don't want Jill to die. I understand.
I mean,
So-
I could give it less of a shit about the chains and stuff, but Jill, man.
Why don't you, as you start driving off into this location, you're slower traveling due to the trees.
Mhm.
I'm going to need somebody to roll me a d6.
Bink.
Do you want to do that? Oh, that's
Oh, sorry.
All right. The howling of wolves is close, but not close enough to be worrying you as you drive towards the object that you saw.
If I can hear the howling of wolves over the infernal engine, it's close enough to be worrying to Damien.
Damien, you worry too much. What can wolves possibly do against a bunch of adventurers?
I'm not worried about the wolves. I just
Sounds a lot like worry.
I hate them. Ugh.
I
You're
could
a
make
hateful
exquisite
bunch,
meat
aren't
out of
you?
it.
Oh, what was
Typically, the meat of predators is typically gamey and not particularly nutritious.
that?
But, I've been wrong before. I'm no expert. Just,
But Petra is.
The man.
Hey, Petra. How do you feel about wolf meat?
Oh, of course, I've cooked wolf meat before in the past. I've even cooked mammoth meat before. It's not as gamey as mammoth meat, and it's not really. It's got a little bit of gaminess, but you know what they say? Gamey equal fat, fat equal flavor, and oh, so delicious. I can definitely cook it.
A lot of fat wolves in your time.
Yes,
huh?
yeah.
But that
Huh.
might
Just a bunch of
unfortunately, that
thick
might be
boys.
difficult in this realm. I can see what I can do about preserving it and possibly, doing something with it, but might be difficult because fire don't really exactly work.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Texas Red, do you prefer mammoth meat or wolf meat?
Mammoth meat. Wolf meat would be like eating a coyote.
I've never ate a coyote. I should eat a coyote. Well, first I
Please
should.
don't hunt down innocent coyote and devour them.
I'm not gonna go out of my way to hunt down a random coyote. If I see a
Yeah, I
coyote,
wouldn't put
might
it
hit
past you.
Like, if I see
All
a
right.
coyote, I might add it to the cooking inventory for Petra to make.
You begin driving towards the structure, And you don't seem to run into any kinds of creatures or people. But as you approach, you swear you saw a light. And as you continue approaching, there might be something glowing inside of a structure that is ahead of you. The trees stop abruptly, and about you, you can see holes in the snow, as if the entirety of trees have been excavated, roots and all. The whatever it is that's ahead of you, it's too dark to really tell. But as lightning kind of crackles overhead, it might be some kind of mountainous structure.
Do you think we should keep the vehicles in the tree line? Cause if there's a lot of holes, I don't want the vehicle to like fall through a hole or something like that. Cause if all these trees have been dug up and stuff, I don't know if the ground is stable enough to support
Also,
the vehicles.
the light we see, is it flickering like a fire, or is it more like a magical light?
Seems to be a constant glow.
Magical light.
Shall we go investigate?
Before you ask, the coloration is kind of earlier with Petra's bonfire, a bluish glow.
Okay. Do we have any just like really long, skinny sticks?
We can
Oh,
go grab some.
We have the stick of poking.
How long is the stick of poking?
About 1.5 meters.
You know I'm bad at math.
No, you're bad at the metric system.
When did you acquire this stick of poking? Because it
It's
might just
been
be in the other
referenced
vehicle.
before.
It has been referenced before.
Yes, I think
Yes.
it's in Volk's bag of holding.
Brian, I think you need to do a character sheet audit in our downtime that's coming up.
What do you mean? I totally have clothes.
Volk, I'm sorry, the stick of poking's too long for the bag of holding.
I
feel like-
search around the nearby forest for a long, skinny stick that is preferably around 10 feet long. And then
It is possible to find.
Okay.
The trees around you, I should have mentioned earlier, they're all evergreen.
Oh, sweet. Yeah. So I'll take the stick and I'll kind of go out. So are we gonna be taking the vehicles up to this place, or are we gonna be leaving them in the wood line? Because I kind of don't want to just like split everything up.
Look, you're the lumberjack here. If you think there's a serious concern of the vehicles getting stuck, then
But we can always get
think
the
it would
vehicles
be-
unstuck and stuff like that. But I don't
Can
want to
we?
split things
I
up
did-
where
well, it shouldn't be that. The snow's. How deep is the snow, Brian?
And indeterminate.
which is another reason that I have this stick and I hold up the stick. If we want to bring the vehicles up to this mountain or whatever it is, I can just walk out in front and just use it as like a poking rod just to make sure that the ground is stable and that there's no like holes or anything that we're gonna walk over or drive over, I should say. But that's if we want to bring the vehicles straight up to that thing.
Look, we're already being cautious. What's a little bit more time? Let's leave the vehicles here and proceed on foot.
Oh, and steady wins the race, unless our spy is dead.
That's that is actually the moral of the story. The turtle wins the race, and the rabbit dies.
All right. You begin slowly approaching. You're on foot, correct?
Yes.
All right. You
I'm
begin
flying
approaching.
about 100 feet up, holding the stick out, hopefully getting struck by lightning. No.
All right. Flying 100 feet up, right? I'm gonna need you to roll me a dexterity save.
No, I'm fucking not. Yeah, I'll roll a dex save and I'll just have all the damage if I fit. No.
I'm gonna say there's no having
Sneaky.
lightning in the sky that you could have easily avoided by not flying.
I'm not flying. Sneaky or out in the open?
Let's just go out in the open.
Okay.
All right, you begin to approach out in the open.
Do we need to roll stealth checks at all?
You
No.
will not be able to roll stealth because there is nothing to hide behind.
And also, we're going out in the open.
I crouch
Roll
with my
stealth.
white mammoth fur covering. It's white.
Yes, but you will not be able to hide unless you take the hide action. You have to be moving slower and attempting to, basically crawl around the ground or something.
I mean, we could just be like temporary mole people and just start making tunnels through the ice.
Anyway, so yes, you will begin to approach the structure. And as you continue to approach, you don't seem to feel that the snow is much less stable than anything else. In fact, as you use the stick, you see that the snow is less deep the closer you get to the structure. And as you right on top of it, you're like, yep, this is most definitely some kind of abnormal, like, it is probably some kind of abnormal mountain. You're not sure if this is naturally formed. There's something off about it. It seems
Ladies
to
and
be covered in a thick layer of solid ice.
It's not an illusion, is it?
You can definitely poke it with your stick.
I would like to poke it with the stick.
Like I said, you can definitely poke it with your stick.
Oh, gotcha.
You can do it, but what happens?
Yes. No. Okay. So, were there like holes or something? Is that where we saw the glowing coming from?
Yes, there seems to be a hole on the ground at top of the snow level, which is a bit of a step up for you guys because you're kind of, waist deep in snow, but it's just the way it goes.
Right. Well, jump up there and see what's in there.
All right. As you approach the doorway, Damien, you definitely see footprints.
Humanoid footprints?
Not humanoid footprints.
Not humanoid footprints? Oh.
Insectoid
Wolfanoid?
footprints.
Insect?
How big?
For what kind of...
Is this more of a scuttle or is this more of a scoot movement?
Like medium-sized insectoid kind of thing?
Large.
And we know for a fact these aren't ice devils, right?
No, they would fall under, I think, humanoid. With the footprints, at least.
Ice devils are large.
Okay.
And like they do have like a weird look to them. Just go up and poke my head in. Yeah.
What's the worst that
Alright.
could happen?
All right. I go up and poke my head in.
You poke your head in, and you can see that the interior of this place seems to have been dug inside of this possible mountain. It is covered, the walls are quickly go from several feet of ice thick to being it seems to be regular stone. And it continues deeper and going downwards.
What's the source of the glow?
You
Or
don't
is it
see
coming
it.
from below?
It's continuing. It's continuing down. Although as it gets much brighter. Remember that you can see this glow from a distance off because it's pretty much pitch black except for the lightning.
Okay. Look around. If I don't see any one or anything, I'll kind of look back to the group and just like motion them up, just like, alright, should we go down then, or?
Well, does this look like the footsteps of an ice devil, or does this look like the footsteps of a Remoraz? How many legs are we seeing here?
Well, is it not a Remoraz? Because a Remoraz is fucking huge.
Oh. Does it look like it walks on 2 legs or more?
Shall I do a survival check, Brian?
You can do a survival check.
Bink. Damn, with the 23s, man.
It is definitely something that moves around on 2 legs.
Alright, yeah, this is probably an ice devil.
Yeah, could be a ice devil.
This is probably going to be a ice devil possibly aligned with Levistus. But, you know.
Damien,
What are the
why don't you go scouting?
Alright, I can do that.
Yeah, you're sneaky.
I'm a sneaky boy. I can do it.
Damien, you want me to hide in bag of holding in case things go sour?
You know what? I think that would be a great idea, actually, Petra. Do you want to hide in yours or in mine? Because either way, I can't really. No, you don't have one. You have your big bag.
I got big bag. I'll go to
if you go in mine, just watch out for a lot. I have a lot of sharp things in there. Don't get a paper cut. I have a lot of books and stuff like that in there too.
I
javelins,
appreciate you
spears.
caring.
Yeah, just.
I shall jump in there now. As you like open it up, and I just jump in.
Okay. I mean, it's not like I have daggers. Oh, I don't have the sickle anymore. Javelins, spears.
Pokey objects don't scare me. I've been around them all my life.
Okay. Whatever you say.
Who's giving a child a knife?
Don't go searching through my stuff.
Only
I have
only
personal
the
things there.
parents that wanted their kid to be best chef known to mankind.
I'll be honest. Sounds kind of irresponsible.
Well, look how I turned out.
Yeah.
I feel like that doesn't really support your case.
Okay. Stealth. Oh, what the hell?
Well, I mean, hey, still 24.
Damien, stop. Another fucking okay, a 22 is a
No, it's a
post
24.
23. That's right.
I have advantage. So either way, I was one off. Sorry, guys. I couldn't keep
Alright,
the
your Cloak of Elvenkind can keep you
23s in a row.
yes, because your Cloak of Elvenkind can keep you disguised even while your pelt does not really do much good. Considering it's stone now. All right. Is everybody else is staying on the surface, correct? Except for Petra?
Yeah.
All right. Damien, you're walking quite a distance inside this place. At least enough of a distance that you disappear from view from the rest of the party.
If I get more than like 200 feet down, can I like come back to being within like telepathic range and just be like, you guys can come up and follow behind me, but this goes pretty deep.
It's maybe not so much that it goes deep as it starts to wind out of sight.
Either way,
we
I
can do
want
the
to be able to
incremental.
like, I'll be like 200 feet in front of them, basically. Just so, no matter, like, if I get into trouble, I can just run back and telepathic to them, hey, I'm in trouble.
Sure. Damien, Petra, why don't you go into group 2?
Dink.
All right. So, as you continue moving through, eventually you reach a point where the walls start to be more straight and carved, as if this is some kind of this place has been more carefully carved than before.
Okay.
Is there any like? Oh, I guess I can't even.
Is-
Doesn't matter. I can't even see.
The edges of the walls, as you see this area that has been more carved, you see torches on the walls,
Okay.
and there's some kind of strange. Instead of it being like a wooden torch with like a fire on it, it appears to be a small. It seems to be kind of like a candlestick has been built into the wall, and there's a blue, like almost like a chunk of ice has been set on fire.
Okay. This is gonna be really fucking stupid. Can I walk up to one of those torches and just like try to feel is it like ice that's glowing, basically?
As you get closer to it, you touch it a little bit. Like you kind of like move your hand over it through the flames. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you're not like setting yourself on fire. That kind of touch it.
Yeah.
It is cold, ice cold, colder than the area around you.
So weird.
Would Damien and I know if that's what happened with my bonfire too, or was that actually still hot?
Your bonfire was still sort of hot.
But could I make the assumption that if left for a while, that would have happened?
You're not sure.
Okay.
This for sure looks like a bit of ice that's been set on fire. You're not quite sure if whatever it was is below the ice just froze, or if it is literally flaming ice, or if it's just some kind of spell that someone has laughably set ice on fire with, because it's a funny meme.
um.
This place continues inwards, but as you look more, uh, Damien, roll me a history check.
History. I know nothing. Is this
Oh,
a
no.
cave? Holy crap.
Right. If you wish to pick up your companions, you can do so. Otherwise, you can continue on alone.
Can I just like open the flap of my bag or whatever, so if Petra just wants to like poke her head out and just like look around, she can.
Sure.
I'll poke my head around.
Okay, just like I'm carrying the bag kind of in front of me. What do you think this place is like? Because I touched the fire and the fire is really cold.
I've been to many places in my life, including in Avernus. This does look like settlement of some kind, but I could chalk this up to just being Stygia. I would not pay too much mind to it. If you want, keep it as souvenir.
Oh, I was gonna keep the torch no matter what, yeah. Because that's fucking odd. Like, if I can use that to try to figure out how to do fire damage with my ice hands, that's fucking awesome.
And if we, If
Where's the
everything
bird,
goes
bitch?
peachy in this place, maybe we can take all of them. That way, we get more light source for our carriages.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's very beneficial.
Yeah.
But yeah, I go back in your bag of holding now.
Okay.
Beautiful knives, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'll just keep walking and.
All right. You continue moving through this place.
I'll kind of open
and-
it up. Don't go searching through my stuff. Like, there's some private stuff in there. I don't want you reading all my shit.
I don't go reading other people's things. I just basically take a nap.
Oh, okay. I think I have like some sort of pelt. Like I have like 2 pelts in there. If you want to wrap up in those, that would be pretty good.
Much appreciated.
Yeah. Yeah. So
It's-
I'll keep going.
As you continue walking through this place, you hear the sounds of something moving deep inside, as well as the sound of. It almost sounds like picks.
Is it like a constant rhythm of picks, or is it like
Yes.
okay? Yeah, I'll keep making my way towards the sound.
All right. You make your way towards the sound. And as you do so, you are suddenly confronted by 2 imps. These imps are not like the imps you've seen before, but are instead a cool blue color.
Ooh. I'll kind of just like look at them.
Who
Hey,
are you?
Damien, who are you?
Who am I? I am Agus. And this is my friend Maggle.
What is this place called?
Oh, this place? I don't know. Used to be some kind of dwarf place, but you know, I don't care. It's ours now.
Okay, well. Okay, look, I'll be honest. Don't really want to be here right now. Supposed to be meeting someone somewhere else. Do you know how I can get to Tantlin from here?
Edlin?
Yeah.
I know where is.
Okay. And I kind of like bring out the map. Where is it? So I'm trying to get the fuck out of here and to there. Just get out of everybody's hair.
You see, Tantlin's on an iceberg. A big iceberg. And it's kind of shaped like a donut. Well, an eaten donut. All right, it's not really like a full circle. And in the
Wait,
center.
hold up. Like a donut or like a donut hole donut? Or like a long
Like-
john donut?
Like a ring with a chunk taken out of it.
Gotcha.
And like in the center of where the chunk was taken out is another iceberg, and that's where the ruler of this place goes. Yeah, that's where the prince of Stygia is. And so it really doesn't have a specific place, but like it oftentimes like sits around in like the larger of the sticks, because that's where like the water isn't quick, and oh boy, is it fun there. There's a lot of really good cold drinks.
I'm gonna perk my ears up a little bit after hearing that.
What kind of cold drinks? Like slushies, smoothies, milkshakes, like all of the above?
You see, the joy of Stygia is all the drinks become slushies really quickly.
So you're saying that, like, if I had, like, some sort of compressed beverage that had, like, a bunch of, like, fizz that it usually does, and I opened it in Stygia, it would instantly turn into a smoothie?
No. It takes a bit of time, but you know, it's really cold, and so all the drinks kind of slowly freeze over.
I'm gonna poke my head up from the bag of holding, and I'm gonna say,
Oh my! Who are you? What's a
Uh,
head? A head in a bag! That's
Let me-
hilarious! Can I? You know, we should pull it off on somebody else at some point.
probably bad idea. You won't be able to breathe. Because of complications, I'm able to breathe. However, I'm very interested in these recipes, and you two seem very knowledgeable about Stygia. So I offer a proposition. You guys come with us, and I give you food that tastes amazing. Here, try one of my biscuits. I'm gonna like rip it in half so both of them can try one. And
I don't know. I mean, our nizzles would probably kill us if we left our post.
how about we talk to them, get guide? I can be very persuasive, especially when it comes to my cooking.
I mean, it's like something like this is supposed to be like a secret place or something like that. I don't really know. I'm not really up in the chain.
Oh, so
Here,
he
just-
wouldn't like if more people came through here? Oh.
Here, just let my.
I mean, you know, you probably would have to take it up with him in order to be invited or something. You know how it is.
Oh, yeah. That's understandable.
Why don't you just let my cooking?
Dude,
Yeah,
she has
just-
pretty damn good biscuits and cookies and shit.
I mean, take good crisp of my. Actually, I will re-roll that. That's going to be just a regular 19, I believe.
All right.
And of course, I break
Okay.
it in half, so I give each of them one of them.
All right. Agus and Maggle will each take half a cookie, and I'll leave you for now.
I want these guys as
Dude,
guys.
I love these guys.
They're 10 out of 10.
Like, honestly, we're gonna get in so much trouble, but I love these guys.
All right, Damien and Petra, you suddenly hear the sound of clanking chains, and you see that Texas Red and Volk are tied up with a chain each,
Where?
and a chain devil is marching them through the halls.
How did they? How did?
Leave now. This is private property.
All right, we've complied with your demands. They're our companions. You let us go so we may peacefully walk away.
Wait, so did they came from behind us? Like they
Yes.
caught up to us? Okay. I guess Maggle, give me a second.
Did the chain devil respond to what I said?
The chain devil is waiting for them to comply.
Are they allowed to come with us? Because we were
course.
just about to head out. Like,
Yes. The only reason we're enchained is because they wanted to be sure we wouldn't run away or cause any mischief. Of course, they left Jill completely unhindered, so
yeah, because GL's cool.
Before
But-
we skedaddle, I have a request, and of course, soul coins is up for grabs. We wish to take one of Ice Devils, one of the imps, with us on our journey for guide. Would we be able to purchase one from you guys, or two?
What price do you offer for the imp?
I say each imp. I'm referring to these two, of course. How about
Soul coin each.
what one soul coin each?
Fine. Take them. They can be replaced.
Excellent.
leave this
Sweet.
place then.
We
Alright.
shall leave this place. I'll be the one to edit this out of here. So
yeah.
and then I'm gonna say the imp's names. Come on, guys, you are coming with us.
All right, and the two. So these two imps, Texas Red and Volk, are instead of the standard red color, are very clearly a blue color.
Interesting.
Alright, let's head on back to the surface.
All right. The two of you are freed from your chains and are visibly escorted out by the bearded devils. They're not touching you, but they're basically following you in formation out of here.
As we're walking towards the entrance, I'm going to ask them about the big hole that we encountered before, and maybe like just learn what that's from, what that's about.
Yes, please.
Frost salamander. That's what
What-
it sounds like.
What is frost salamander? Are they common?
Are they
No.
rideable?
No, Damien, we're not riding a frost salamander.
Dude, it could get us there if it digs. Like, it could.
I don't get my
us
giant
so
metal bird.
fast.
You don't get a frost salamander.
I mean, he didn't answer. Hey, bearded devil. He didn't answer the question. Are they rideable?
Or do you think we can take them?
He thinks rideable with enough torture.
Well, yeah, but like, is it like?
Everything is rideable with enough torture.
I like this reason.
Okay, I get that. What I'm saying is, if I sit on it and I'm not resistant to frost or fire or like any other thing, will I fucking die just by sitting on it? Not from it attacking me or something like that.
Everything is rideable with enough torture
You, sir,
and
have an
possibly a
attitude
saddle.
that I do not appreciate. But we
Let's
are on
get
our
out
way
of here.
I hope to never see either of you again. Agus,
Alright.
Meggle, let's go.
Those are our
Oh,
two new companions.
Vulcan, Texas Red, and GL. You guys can come too.
As
Gial
you
was left with
leave
them,
the
yeah.
place, Gial is seen just like hiding inside of the chest for like the storage chest. It's like a little peeking out above it or from the inside.
Hey, no one came and messed with any of our shit, right?
Nope. Or sorry, nope, nobody did. It's all good. I was just waiting for, to see if maybe I needed to pull a daring rescue or something.
Nah.
And, well, clearly I didn't.
We knew we could count on you, GL.
Alright, so you guys might be wondering why I offered 2 precious soul coins for these 2 imps. Well, these imps know, apparently, according to them, about Tantalin and where they could be. Also about delicious beverages we can have. But also, I just think it's important to have scouts and just information from them. So we can talk to them on the way to Tantalin.
Also, these guys are actually kind of pretty cool. Like, they're nice. Like, you don't get that very often. I like that.
I like it too.
They're not just complete assholes.
So they are to be our guides.
Yep.
All right.
No, we're only guides if we're given cookies. Cookies
you
are
already
good.
giving a cookie. That is your payment for now, at least.
All right.
I cook for an entire group when we get meat
Yes.
and just other food in general. You know, you got the weight, but you can be assured I won't get you.
Fine, but there better be cookies.
Oh, there's always cookies when Petra's around. Ready?
Well, if there's cookies, then we have no objections. Onwards to Tantalin.
I want to bring up the conversation about or the experience we had with that one city that we
How do you
Okay,
bring
well-
up that conversation?
not the conversation, but just like the situation with that one city that we went to earlier with the dead people.
What do you want to say?
If they've heard of this city, why, if there's been ever sun in this area, or maybe if they were teleported here.
I don't know. I mean, we're imps. We've only been here for like what? Like I've been here for like maybe 20 years, and like you, Maggle, you've been here for like what? Like 10? So yeah, that was here when we were here.
And they both like nod their head.
I don't know how long it's been here.
Has Stygia ever been covered in sun at one point, or has it always been depressed?
I don't know. We're imps. Like they tell us.
Okay.
Although I did hear once that did hear that sometimes you can see some weird things here that shouldn't be in a cold place.
Like this, and I pull out the fucking ice that's on fire.
Oh no, that's normal.
You're talking like a
Weird.
desert.
That's rhyme fire ice.
Please.
And actually the imp turns and points towards the there is a third vehicle outside, of which is a scavenger, which is one of the vehicles with the big hooks. And inside the hook is a big plant creature that's on fire.
That's a rhyme fire eidolon. And, that's where you get rhyme fire ice.
A rhyme fire eidolon?
Yeah.
I wonder if I could cook it into, or if I could prepare it into salad. But probably not best time. Probably bad idea.
Anyway, we have our guides. Let's just focus on getting to Tantalus.
Tantalus.
Yes, that's what I said.
You said Tantalus.
Potato, potato.
There you go. That's a picture.
That's the picture of the plant or a picture of the ice?
That's a picture of the plant.
We can talk more on while we're on our way.
So like if you chip off a little piece, does it like grow back? So like you can like harvest it kind of thing?
No?
We just got here, comrades. Why am I speaking Russian and
Fucking Spanish, Russian, French. What's next, man?
I don't know.
Who is Petra? Petra is clearly sus.
I'm just waiting for the fucking like Scottish to come out, and then Australian.
Oh yeah.
What the fuck was that? That was fucking youpers.
Alright. And we shall beeline it to Tantalus.
All right.
Do we get like long rest in between?
With the help of the imps, you will be able to more easily navigate. So it is still going to take several days, of which I'm going to need both people driving vehicles to roll me a d8. There are two of them, so they're able to assist a lot more in navigating your vehicles.
TX is red. Nice.
All right. And I'm going to need a d6.
Volk.
Go Damien. Go Damien. Roll that 6.
No, I rolled
Roll
it
that
last
6.
time. This is Volk's turn.
Yeah, see?
Hey.
A 3.
All right. See, nothing to worry about. Everything is fine. So, you will drive for several days across. There is a land bridge here, so you won't be really slowed down. Actually, sorry, you cannot see my arrow. There we go. So there's a land bridge here, so you won't really be slowed down. And the imps will direct you to go around the mountains. If you wish, you can drive through them, but the imps suggest going around. Because, as they say,
Well, that's some biggins.
Giants.
Let's go around. Probably safer.
Yeah.
so going around will take you 5 days to get to this point.
Okay. As opposed to. Well, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
definitely.
okay with that.
All right. It will take you 5 days of travel. You know what? I'm gonna need another D8.
Wait a minute. From the drivers?
Nope, just a single D8.
Petra rolled first.
Very well, I'll allow this.
Excellent.
I wanted an encounter.
No cool ice encounters where I went and carefully went through older editions to go and rip things from them in order to make you encounter them. No, it's okay. We'll have nothing.
You know what? We can have those after we've saved our skins. We can have all the
Saved your
fun ice
skins?
encounters we want.
What? Nah, no, you would never. All right. 5 days will pass and you will get to this point, after which the imps will say,
All right, now, we said, oh, sorry, we didn't explain it to you two. So Tantlin is basically a big iceberg that's kind of shaped like a donut, except that there's like a chunk taken out of it, and in like the spot where like the chunks taken out of it, there's like a small iceberg where and then that's where the Prince of Stygia is frozen.
Interesting. So look for the big iceberg.
Yeah, so it like kind of floats about, and it's like in like the so we're gonna have to travel along the river, or maybe, but normally it's like in like one of these large like pools, because that's like where the water flows the slowest and kind of sticks around there a long time.
Okay.
Looks like it'll take us 3 days of
Speaking,
following the
speaking of
river.
sticking around, it's been 5 whole days. We haven't had a cookie. We're all hungry.
Excuse me, bitch. We eat.
Oh no,
every
I've
single
been
night.
I've been
Thank
giving
you
them
very
a
much.
I've been giving them a cookie every single day.
oh,
Well,
okay.
half a cookie. You know, all I need to do is have like 1 hour prep time, and then I'm able to make 4 of them. a
Gotcha.
day.
Because of your cook or your cook or chef feat?
Correct.
Gotcha.
Looks like it'll take us 4 days following the river to get it to the inland lake.
All right. So generally the terrain that you've been driving along is also just open plain, except for over here where it's been heavy forest. Over here in this unfinished location, we've got some difference in terrains, but it's for the most part kind of just open plain. Which pool are you checking first?
The bigger one.
All right.
So
The
I think
bigger one. Give me a second.
we'll go this way. I think.
Well, we would have to follow the river in, just so we don't get like lost. Yeah.
I mean, we don't have to follow the river in there.
Well, we don't have any like north, east, south, or west, so we don't know which direction we're going. So going over land would lead to us getting lost. I think following the river would be the best way to be sure we don't get lost.
All right. Following the river. As you do so, you can see that as you approach the large lake, there is slowly, day by day, becoming more activity along the river. It seems that more boats specifically are seen. And as some of you kind of observe them, they are piloted by devils. These boats seem to be containing. These boats seem to be cargo vessels specifically, as opposed to passenger vehicles or small fishing boats or something like that.
Can we try to weigh one of them down? Talk to someone on the ship, the cruise.
You absolutely can if you wish.
Yes.
Why would we?
Because they probably know where Tantlin is.
I mean, if we follow the traffic, we should be able to find it.
I mean,
We're
I
not-
think it's worth doing it just in case.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. It's just we don't really have anything to give these devils. I'm afraid of getting rid of too many more of our soul coins.
We don't need to give them soul coins. We have biscuits.
If you think you can convince them, go right ahead.
Petra, you know immediately. Biscuits can really only sway imps.
Oh, shucks. I worked on that ice devil.
Oh, that ice devil, sure, but you were at the promise of more food.
Fair enough. Alright. I suppose that is kind of a cheap thing to do, isn't it?
What, using biscuits instead of soul coins?
Yes.
I mean,
There's better be some knockout cookies if you're trying to go and trade them for at least 100 gold worth of resource or 100 gold worth of advice.
Better have cocaine in them.
Okay. Yeah, we'll still wave them down. It's better than nothing.
All right. If you guys are okay with waving down the devils, you can absolutely do that. One of the shipping vessels will slow down, and some spined devils will fly over to the banks and land on your vehicles.
Thank you for
What's going on over here? What do you want?
Well, thank you for first taking the time to come to our vessel. I just have a quick question. First time in Stygia, we don't know much. We're looking for Tantalin. Can you guide us there, or just point in the general direction?
Why should I?
Because we are fellow comrades. I mean, look at that guy over there. I'm going to point to Texas Red. Is he higher than these guys?
Yes, Texas Red is higher than a spined devil.
And this guy really wants to know. And also, I have these things called biscuits. They taste phenomenal. See, even these two imps will agree with that. Right, imps?
Yeah, these cookies. Oh boy, I really like the chocolate chip ones.
See, take a whiff of them. I put an extra love in these.
If you don't like love, I'll eat your innards.
allegedly.
Damien would like a
Thumbs.
cookie.
Listen,
Hold
all
on, let me-
right. We don't need to resort to inner. All right. All right. You just want to know where the city is? It's down the river. You can't miss it.
Right
I
down the
roll
road.
an insight check on this.
Sure. They don't seem to be lying. They seem
Um,
to be they seem to be very concerned, considering they're taking orders from you and not the devil. So they're not quite sure what level, what rank you are here.
All right. Thank you, comrades. I shall go direction you pointed to.
Comrades.
I fucking hate that so goddamn much. Goddamn comrade, senor.
Monsieur.
Fucking just say monsieur. Or sirs. Or madams.
I went to many different places, Damien. I take over culture from more places.
You are the place culture goes to
Mine,
die.
mine tortellini.
She is cultural appropriation at its finest.
Say he's the death of culture.
All right. Yes, as the spined devils indicated, following the river was a good call, as there is as you reach the lake, you do see in the very center of it what seems to be the iceberg indicated by the imps and the spine devils.
Agus and Maggle have shown their worth. They have gotten us where we need to go.
I suppose so.
You still need us, right? I mean, we can be very helpful.
Oh yeah, 100%. But like,
You're part of our family now.
But
And I guess it's
I
like
wouldn't go that
like quietly,
Yes, more cookies.
just like since we left the that mountain or whatever, I think a lot of the time Damien's just been like preoccupied figuring out how to keep this little
Mittens just walked past.
wisp thing. What was it called?
rhyme, fire, ice.
Yeah, like trying to keep it alive, but like also just like trying to figure out how the fuck it works.
Roll me a knowledge nature check.
Bink. Oh, I don't know why it's.
All right, it is very clearly not alive. Handling it a bit, you can tell, in all intents and purposes, while it appears to be ice, it also has characteristics of wood.
So it's more like a bioluminescence rather than like.
No, it is 100% actual fire.
Oh, okay.
It just seems to be some kind of weird material that has both the qualities of ice and wood.
Okay, gotcha. And it just like burns forever, basically, or like it doesn't burn up.
It seems to be burning up, just slowly.
Okay, gotcha. So weird. If any of you guys ever see a rimfire idling,
the fire plant we saw earlier
Yes, pick it up. I would like to.
seemed pretty large, considering they used the entire claw.
Yeah,
Did they come in smaller varieties?
I would assume a little one would, like a baby one.
So you want us to steal babies? Is that what you're saying, Damien?
I mean,
There's nothing
fucking
wrong
plant.
with that. You take babies, you can grow them and
it's
develop.
a sproutling.
get
It's not
more
a
of them.
baby. It's a sproutling. It's a plant.
Interesting that you're drawing conclusions. He's really trying to cover something here. I'll keep that in mind.
All right. What would you like to do?
I guess we'll float on up to the city.
All right.
See if we can't find ourselves a nice little inn. Would be nice.
Yes. Here, let me I'm trying to draw a location of this. There you go. That's good enough. Big reminder, don't be spaking the names of certain people. Don't be stupid. Especially when you're literally on the front door.
Right.
Name were we not supposed to say, guys?
Leviticus.
I think it was whoever Nyla pissed off.
Hydro Man.
Exactly.
Yeah, aren't there like 50 gods Nyla's pissed off?
Yeah. Main ones are Hydro Man, Love Goddess who loves pain, Murder Dude, Dragon Lady, and Big Dragon Lady.
Yeah, Big Dragon Lady is gonna be an issue.
Word
I have a
Sky.
feeling.
That was a pretty big one. Or I should say a small one, because like he's a minor god, but still.
All right. You
Annunciation.
begin to
Yeah.
sail towards the iceberg. As you do so, it becomes more and more clear the features on it become more and more clear. The outside of it seems to be heavily walled, except for that cutout portion, which has been converted into being a harbor. The floating portion, where that is the realm of the Prince of Stygia, is very much a castle, or more specifically a fortress, well defended, and you can see scores of devils flying about, guarding that location. The majority of the inhabitants of this place seem to be either those frost imps or bearded devils or spined devils, and then it swiftly jumps from from bearded and barbed devils straight to ice devil. It seems that there's not a lot of in between here, as if the for some reason the hierarchy has been skewed.
By the way, do the other devils appear to be blue, or is it just the ice and the just regular devil, the imps?
It seems to be just the ice devils and the imps. You do remember that there are some very niche, or sorry, you don't know, Petra, but remember that there are some very niche adaptations that devils can force upon imps, such as the blood bag imp, where if they need like a healer, or there are other imps as well that really just haven't had much of a role in this campaign. Uh, but it's typically imps that are modified for specific purposes. There's also lemures. In fact, you can see lemures moving boxes of things up and down the ports. Every so often, will fall into the river and just kind of sink, and nobody seems to pay that any mind.
Okay.
So, what's the plan now, comrades?
Well, let's see if we can't find any lodging in the city.
All right. Yes, you will. It'll be pretty easy for you to be able to find somewhere to park your vehicle along the banks if you wish, or if you wish to try to drive them up there might be a ramp that you can use to get into the city proper on dry land in your vehicles.
It would be nice if we could find a spot on dry land.
All right, as you approach and find a ramp, you start to drive your vehicle up it when a series of barbed devils run over to you and say,
Stop! Stop! You need a driving permit in order to drive here in Tantlin.
Where can I get a driving permit?
You can get a driving permit at one of the offices over there. And otherwise, you're going to have to park your vehicle in the port with a port parking license.
Right. And, are there any other licenses I should be aware of?
Yes, of course. License to trade, license to make deals, license for lodging, license for having more than 5 licenses.
Of course.
And just make sure you don't forget that the license for having no more than 5 licenses does count as your 5th license.
Understandable. All right. Let's go to this office. I don't think I'll need the whole party, so some people can stay with the vehicles in case
so who wants to go over to this office?
anything happens.
I will.
We never know when this person is gonna, you know. Never know when we're gonna receive a message or a letter.
I'll hang on
So,
to my vehicles.
Yeah. Feel like no more than 2 people should go out with me. So me and Petra will take care of the paperwork.
All right, and as you approach the building, so the entirety of this place has been carved into the side of this massive iceberg. It's so all the buildings here seem to be made out of some form of ice. The interior then is just slippery and obnoxious to walk around on, but everybody does not seem to have difficulty except for you guys. And as you look around, you see that they have some kind of footwear that they're using. However, they kind of laugh at you a little bit, or more not openly, but kind of snicker as you walk into this office and attempt to get your permits.
Why were they? Do we know why they were laughing at me or
Because you're
us?
slipping around in the
Ah,
ice.
got it. Okay. Let's get our permits.
All right. Luckily for you, the vehicle permits is only a very cheap 10 gold.
All right, we're gonna need a couple more permits. We're gonna need a license for lodging. We're gonna need a license for weapons, I assume.
Excellent. You did catch there would probably be a license for weapons.
Yes. I'm gonna a license for cooking, a license for having over 5 license, and a license for parking vehicles.
All right, and you will need 1 per vehicle.
And there will be 2 of those.
All right, so that'd be 2 licenses for vehicles, 2 licenses to park with those vehicles, a license for having more than 5 licenses, a license to cook, and a license for lodging,
And
a license for weapons.
yes, license for, so a total of 6.
7.
7. Petra, am I forgetting any licensing?
Say that one more time.
All right, so 2 licenses for the vehicles, 1 for weapons, 1 for lodging, 1 for cooking, 1 for having more than 5.
And 2 for parking.
Yeah, I counted those 2. So 2.
I'm not sure.
No,
There's
no,
2
for
for
2 per-
having the vehicles and 2 for parking the vehicles.
Oh, okay.
Do you need a permit for drinking?
Actually,
I
that's
think we
8.
can hold off.
Now that I'm
That-
counting
that's
that,
8.
that's 8.
Yeah, okay. All right. So 8 permits. Yeah, all right.
So that
I
is
think you're good then.
80 gold.
All right.
Oh, that's
Some-
expensive, man.
Yeah, I'll subtract that. Good old bureaucracy. Love
Welcome
this
to
stuff.
hell.
You know, I
But
didn't
hey,
have to,
there's now a reduced chance of getting arrested.
well, it's never 0. As it should be.
All right, permits in hand, you can return safely to your vehicles and drive them onto the shores of Tanlin. As before, Tantalin it is bustling, but is definitely less so than Dis or the Bronze Citadel or anywhere else you've pretty much been. There's it while it has the show of being busy, it definitely doesn't actually seem to be busy.
Interesting. Are there any like humanoids? Like people?
There are not.
Humans? Or not humans, mortals?
There does not seem to be.
Okay. But do our imps know of any place we could find lodging?
Yes, there's logic. Sometimes devils they need to come down to Stygia, and then they need some place to stay, and sometimes there's like visitors like you guys, and like you know like hags and Yugolots and
Right.
yeah.
Right. Can you show us the way to the inns?
Sure, there's some inns. Let me see. That place looks to be an inn.
And
Does it-
this is a place called the Frozen Heart.
Frigid.
Nope, definitely frozen.
Um. Okay. So does that mean? Does it actually look like an inn, or is the imp just making something up?
It appears to be an inn.
Okay. Well, it's.
It does not seem to be a tavern. It is just an inn.
Well, that's fine. I can go a couple days without getting a drink to get the shakes off.
You'll have to go elsewhere for your smoothies.
Right. So I guess I'll purchase some lodging there for the 5 of us. I think so.
Yep.
Yep.
Currently, Simba's in another dimension. Still running after that fridge.
Classic sim.
Alright. As you approach the counter to the inn, you see that there is an ice devil there. The ice devil looks at you and says,
How long will you be staying here?
We're gonna purchase rooms for a week right now.
1 week, eh? Well, let's just see. How many are there of you?
5.
5. In that case, for 1 week, that will be no less than 3 soul coins for all of you.
Can I stay in with me? I feel like did we all come
Probably.
with?
Yeah.
3 soul coins for a week.
How about this? 1 sword coin for all of us, but I cooked for all you people. I'm wandering chef. I make food taste good in Inverness, including Stygia. All I need is access to your kitchen, and I can whip up things for your group. You'll have people paying 20 times the amount as normal. Totally worth it.
This is not a tavern. This is an inn.
You do not have kitchen in here?
Nope.
All right, can I roll insight to see how much if that rate is fair?
Sure.
That's definitely not fair.
I mean, 6.
It is 100% not fair. But you're not sure if you'll get better rates.
Well, I can't touch a shop around. After all, this isn't the only inn in Tentlin. Unless we could come to some sort of compromise here, I will seek our lodging elsewhere.
Wait. I apologize. We don't get many clients over here. I would be able to lower the price a little bit. Let's say if I'll give you a few days, or I'll say some of you get a few days free and lower the price to 270.
Make it 220, and we have a deal.
For 1 week.
Yeah, for 1 week.
Roll me persuasion.
Oh, heck yeah.
Can I kind of assist with that? I'm pretty sure I think I have proficiency in that. I do not. Never mind.
17.
Fine. 220, and the rooms are spotless when you leave.
Of course. All right, we have rooms.
We will leave.
Let us. Yeah, let's move our stuff there.
Alright, you have found lodging at the Frozen Heart. It has been paid in advance.
All right, I'll let Dragath know that we've arrived in Tentlin with the packages.
Alright, you let Dragath know. As a response, you hear, "Good, very good. Keep. I will let you know if I hear anything on my end."
Yeah, what a reasonable guy. Can't believe he hates us so much. But
I don't know
alright.
why that would be.
Yeah, crazy.
No,
Crazy.
you failed how many missions? And...
Well, failed.
You get the you definitely know that the only reason Dragath is being reasonable is because he also knows his life is on the line right now.
You know. Yeah, we should get Dragath in more life and death situations. You know.
We should go and keep our boss like tied down by risking his own existence.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I mean, if he's busy risking his own life, then he can't be distracted with, or then he would be distracted from taking ours. So like, it's a win-win.
Good.
And by the time
That's-
he's out of the life or death situation, we'll be done with our contract.
No, I think this this whole thing needs a long investigation process that could last upwards of, maybe 267 more or
Less.
150 days. Something reasonable around there.
Maybe less.
There's a little bit of wiggle room in there.
Fair enough.
I have, once we get all set up in our rooms, we've moved the packages into there. I would like, Tarun, I have a possible mission for you. It's nothing difficult, but if you wanted to investigate the local information network, then and see whatever rumors you can turn up, possible look for any information that has to deal with any other mortals or people that might have looked like us entering the town.
Yeah, good, but do remember the Prince of Stygia? That's pretty much all he does is listen in on the information network. Well, and other informants, but uh, I would have to really be careful, especially because I kind of stick out.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, what if we used one of our two new compatriots? Nothing dangerous, just to see what the local rumors are around. What you can pick up from the information network. You don't have to ask or anything, just anything specific, just what's the word on the streets?
To be
Any
clear,
juicy
you're
rumors?
referring to me and who?
No.
Agus and Magel.
Agus and Maggle. Actually, I should put that into party notes.
Party notes.
All right,
See if
but
there's any juicy rumors going around.
Mhm.
one chocolate chip cookie each in advance.
Deal.
That'd be cool. I'd be happy to pay you chocolate chip cookie. Here,
A
have-
full chocolate chip cookie each, though?
Absolutely. They only take 1 hour to make. They're not big deal. And besides, I think Agus and Magel definitely earned it. Don't you agree?
They got us here, after all.
Damien, do you want one too? Is that what I think?
I mean, I wouldn't say no.
Have cookie too.
Okay.
Alright, also, everybody, 3 soul coins needs to be paid per vehicle. Right, or sorry, six soul coins total. In case you haven't already, in terms of fueling your vehicles.
Yeah. I got it. I believe that
How
brings us
big
down
was
to
that?
8 soul coins.
Rhyme fire at Idellin.
It was a large sized creature.
Okay.
Alright, I'm gonna be right back. and we can continue from there. All right. So Aegis and Maggle have been sent out to collect information from the network. What are the rest of you guys doing?
I shall go learn information about slushies
You
I
wish
will
to learn the
accompany
mystery of
Petra.
slushies.
and how
Guard.
that
I'm
works.
gonna guard the packages with my life.
All right. And Texas Red, what are you doing?
On my vehicle. I would hate to lose them at this point.
All right.
The vehicles or the
The
packages?
packages.
Both.
Well, I assume you guys took the packages into your hotel, into your
Yes.
in-rooms.
Yeah,
You're
we
both
did.
leaving them in the vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
So the two of you are pretty much just guarding the crate or the chests, while the rest of the party learns about slushies, and that's
fun.
about it, really, honestly. All right. So the two of you guarding the chests. Nothing happens the first time.
Yeah,
You
both
did
we
it.
did.
Crazy.
You scared away all of them.
Whoa.
Those of you trying to learn the mysteries of slushies.
Also, keep an eye out for Sareth, Adeline, Philippe, and Uzralos.
Yeah, just run into them in the.
Yeah.
All right,
we all meet up
Damien.
at a slushy bar.
Damien, roll me a perception check.
Roll me running into the bad guys check.
Beep.
I assist him with that because I'm with him.
Actually, give me a second. I'm looking at what Damien's passive perception is to see if that's higher. Damien,
Yes.
That's
you
not good.
swear you saw someone who looked like you.
No, god damn it.
I grab my cloak and pull the hood up as I am enjoying my nice rainbow smoothie. And kind of just like,
Enjoying your rainbow.
yes, absolutely, a rainbow smoothie.
Enjoying your rainbow smoothie.
Yes, 100%.
Damien, this is hell, and food tastes bad. Roll me a Constitution save.
Oh, come on. Boop, 14. I
It
can't
is
be
mediocre
poisoned.
at best.
Okay. I am enjoying my rainbow smoothie. And just like when I see this person who I believe looks like me, pull my hood up, kind of put my arm around Petra and slowly just like walk with her, trying to follow this dude that looks like me, and just like under my breath, I just saw one of the guys who maybe impersonating us.
You want me to follow them?
Yes. And I'll try to like follow him just enough to like point him specifically out to Petra. And then
Well, you're trying to,
yeah.
but like I said, you swear you saw someone who looks like you.
Is there any way I
When
can,
you
like,
turn to
track
Petra to point them out, you don't see them anymore.
God damn it.
You will have to track them down.
I will attempt to follow.
All right, I'm gonna need you to roll me a survival check to see if you can find them again.
Bam. Hell yeah. 24.
Damien, stop. Stop rolling back.
I'm a survival boy.
No, I mean, stop rolling 23s and 24s.
No.
All right. So yes, you think you, as you look through the crowd. By crowd, I mean there's like 30 devils walking around, so it's not really much of a crowd. You think you catch the glimpse of a swish of a tail as it turns a corner. and you're like, there. And you pretty much start attempt somewhat stealthily, somewhat power walking after them.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Fucking.
if you're going to try to catch up to them, you're going to have to roll stealth disadvantage. Otherwise, yeah.
Okay. Which, with my cloak, that'll be a regular stealth check.
No. That is going to be you with disadvantage. It doesn't matter how stealthy you appear to be, you're still basically running through the streets.
Okay. Boop. 12 plus 7 is 19. Why did that not roll? Okay. 19 with disadvantage.
Alright,
For some reason,
19.
Beyond didn't.
Yes, you believe that you can at least avoid detection for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
It also helps the fact that there is not much light here except for the. Actually, damn, I should have said the setting a little bit more. The streets are basically lit by more of those rhyme fire torches.
Okay.
But other than that, there isn't much sources of light, so you can easily find shadows and stuff to hide behind as you quickly move.
So, the buildings
sorry.
in this area, how tall are they?
How tall are they? This entire place is carved into an iceberg. So basically, it's not so much individual buildings as it is a whole bunch of things carved into the sides of a cliff.
God, I don't want to be stupid, but if it ever feels like I'm about to lose this dude, I would probably try flying after him, like picking up Petra and just flying after him.
With Damien, you got to think about this for a second. We have advantage here. We know they're here. They don't know we're here. They don't know I'm associated with you. You know what? We don't need to rush this. We do not need to rush this. We got to find this contact, and that is the main priority.
Mm-hmm.
We do not need to go rushing after someone right now. There's no point. What are you planning to do? Kick him? Punch him? Not this. Now is not the
I
good
wasn't
time.
planning on confronting him. I'm planning on following him back to wherever he's staying. Because if we can find where he's staying, then we can plan an ambush.
We don't need to plan an ambush. We got to find this contact first, and then we can just get out of here. Less conflict, the better. The revenge might seem fine, but it is a dark hole.
Petra, have you ever had somebody snap one of your spatulas in half right in front of you?
I have seen people kill my comrades, my chefs, in front of my faces. And no tool is more important to me than that.
Okay.
But if you want to destroy one of my spatulas, then go ahead. But if you want, let me follow this guy. They don't know even I'm here. I won't even act suspicious at all. Here, let me follow them.
I kind of want to do an insight check on that, because...
With what?
Sure, roll an insight check.
About acting suspicious, because, like...
Petra, privately roll me the appropriate stat.
Okay, I don't even.
I can just tell you the appropriate. No.
If I'm lying, what would it be? It's probably
If
deception.
you're telling the truth, if you're telling the truth, persuasion. If you're lying, deception, and privately roll me that. All right, Damien, you believe that Petra is telling the truth.
So she rolled a 7.
Yeah. We should think of something, because if these guys are disguised as us, I don't want you walking up to one of them thinking that it's us.
I just thought of something bad. What if those two imps come back down to? What if imps go to you, the impersonating you?
When they come back to the inn, more likely.
Yeah. I would hope that they would come back to the inn.
These are imps, though.
It's possible.
No, but we gotta pray that they're not stupid. Do you want me to follow them, or do you want to retreat for now? By the way, I'm gonna do a perception check to see if there's anyone actually looking at us. Is that okay?
Yes and no. Damien has been trying to stay stealthy this entire time versus you, who have not really been doing much for that.
Mm-hmm.
So people kind of look around, or kind of moving around, acknowledge, like you know, as in a manner that shows that they do know that you're there,
Mm-hmm.
but not really showing that they know Damien's there. And no one seems to be, to your knowledge, actively watching you guys.
Okay.
I want you to follow him. If for some reason any of us come up to you, and I'll relay this to the rest of them because I'll just go back to the inn then. If anyone comes up to you looking like us, we should think of like something that we can say that's just like, I am who I say I am.
Give me biscuit. That's all you need to say.
That trust me, these guys will 100% know that. Like that is very in character for me. You know what?
Why would
How
they
about
go
this?
up to random?
Give me a croissant. Because croissants are boring. I don't like croissants. But that way you know. Hey, if I say give me a croissant, then it's me.
All right. Just point me in the right direction. I go that way, and hopefully I find them and report back to you.
I think we've kind of been like following. Like I've been like dragging you after me as I'm like trying to follow him. Yeah, so like I'll point him out and just be like, him. He looks like me. Follow him as far as you can go. I'll meet you back at the inn then. For the love of any gods that are holy or not evil, don't get in trouble. Please just don't get
I
captured.
would never. I traveled many a places. There's no way I get in trouble here. Don't worry.
If that's the one that I think it is, it might be a horn devil who knows a lot of magic. Don't get in trouble. Don't get caught by him. He's dangerous.
I try my best.
All dangerous.
I mean, they're all dangerous, but like, this is out of character. I think a horn devil is something that Petra just knows how dangerous they can be in a one-on-one thing, and not to get in their way.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I said like an oni or a grung, like,
Dude, Grung are dangerous. Okay?
All right, so I will follow the tracks and hopefully follow the Damien lookalike.
and I will
There's
blend
not
back
too
into
much.
the crowd and go back to the inn.
So there's not too much tracks. Remember that this place is carved into ice. So ice doesn't leave much tracks. However, there's also only a limited number of roads to take, so it's also not super difficult to figure out where they probably went.
Want me to make some sort of roll? Like
I
maybe
do need you to make I do need you to first if you're trying to do this stealthily, roll me a stealth check.
no stealth involved.
Alright. In that case, if you're just following, then I'm gonna need you to make a survival check then. Just that.
Oh, no.
Eh?
The 7 could be worse.
You start tracking them. At least
course.
to your knowledge. You think you're following them. But they take a turn, and as you turn to follow them, they're gone.
Does there appear to be any inns at all? Or buildings?
There are buildings, yes. There seems to be several shops. There seems to be a tavern. And there seems to be at least 2 houses.
I'll stop in the tavern first.
All right. In the tavern, you look around and you don't see any lookalikes.
All right. I shall go and order one of their cocktails.
All right. You order a cocktail. Because this is a frozen place, I'm going to say vodka and everything, or at least the hell equivalent of vodka. So when we say that it burns your throat, it literally burns your throat. Roll me a Constitution save. Petra,
Oh boy.
you have lost all taste for the next 24 hours.
Oof.
Pah! This is disgusting. Ah, I'm not as good as I
Well,
used
it
to
is
be.
hell.
I guess I should have expected less from Stygia drinks. But maybe it's just this place. Maybe I should go check somewhere else. How much am I losing, by the way, for purchasing this beverage?
Lose a gold.
Alright. I shall just continue looking. And when I leave the bar, can I actually do a perception check?
Sure.
Loading.
You do not see them.
I shall just continue looking around the area. If I see like a window or something, I'll just look through it. If I don't see anyone,
Yes. Interestingly, there seems to be in one of the stores, there seems to be a weapon shop selling weapons made out of ice. Other than that, looks to be pretty sparse goods overall here.
hmm.
You might be able to get your standard healing potions and whatnot, but pretty much generic goods only in this town.
Actually, is there snowshoes that I can purchase?
Yes, there is snowshoes and also some kind of shoes that seem to have little spikes in the bottom, which would prevent you from slipping around on the ice here.
How much for each?
Give me a second. Yes. So it looks to be a whopping 2 gold per snowshoe pair. And for the other thing, it looks to be another 2 gold per pair.
I think for now I'll just get the snowshoes, so I'll spend 8 gold for myself, Texas, Volk, Damien. Actually, that's 5. Texas Red, like Volk, Texas Red, Damien, myself.
All right, now that you've acquired one, you only need 4, because now that you've acquired one, GL can purchase one.
Okay. And I'll just put that in my big sack.
All right, you can now walk around in the snow without sinking in.
All right. I'll just keep wandering around. Hopefully, I can find a lookalike, honestly. And if I'm not able to find anyone, I'll go back to the bar that where the chains and stuff are.
Yes, you think you have lost the lookalike.
All right. Can I do one more final perception check just to see if I can find any other lookalikes, like Texas or
No.
Okay. All right. I shall go back to the bar then. Or not the bar, but just the tavern.
All right. Damien, what are you doing now?
Oh, I just went back to the place at Texas Red and Volk.
All right. Texas Red, Volk, and Damien. Nobody seems to have taken the chests.
Yay.
Excellent.
I will catch them up on everything that I saw. So I feel like they're gonna know that we're here. Like, maybe they don't. Maybe they already know, or maybe they don't. But I have a feeling that the longer we stay here, the more likely it is that they're gonna find out that we're here. And I just want to make sure that we all, like, we have some way of identifying each other, just so I don't walk up to who I think is Texas Red and just start talking about the mission, kind of thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Anybody have any ideas as to what we could do?
Well, obviously we'll need to create a code word. Have the imps come back from the information hub yet?
It's not been a full day, but if you want, you can just wait till they show up.
Okay. Well, I don't have
I
anything
think we should do
else
it
to
before
really
they show up, just so they don't accidentally
Right.
spread what we do out.
Right.
'Cause I was just thinking if we, like, wrote on, like, our arm and, like, just drew, like, an X or something on our arm and then covered it up with a bandage. So that way everybody has a bandage on their arm and that identifies who's who. So if somebody walks up to us and doesn't
What
have
if we all
bandage,
took a magic bean?
that would be great. However,
We-
I'm not sure I would have the self-control to not do something with it.
Eat it.
That's a lot of power that you
Don't
would just give
eat
me.
the
I
bean.
probably wouldn't eat it, but I would definitely flick it somewhere and see what it does.
Your identifying thing. Do not flick the bean.
What if I want to flick the bean?
It's a great identifying feature, and they for sure would not have
It's
the
a bean. It looks like a bean. It's a regular bean.
Yes, but it's Damien, if you can go out to the market and buy me a bean in the middle of a frozen hellscape. I don't think beans are a common commodity here.
You would be
And we have
surprised
enough
how
for
easily
one
some
for
types of
everybody.
beans grow.
Pretty sure I'm not. I'm no farmer, but I don't think beans are typically a hardy crop. I hear about the great bean famine of 157.
No.
It's a tragedy. Millions died.
157?
It was the bean blight. Yeah, the year.
The year's not 157, it's 122.
What? What world are you from?
Orbit?
What?
What world are you from?
The imperial calendar, 157. Are you not tracking the imperial date?
What the fuck is an imperial date?
The calendar we all follow. Are you telling me it's just one big coincidence that all of our dates are the same as they were on the imperial calendar before I died?
I don't know what you're talking about in imperial calendar.
calendar. Do you not know what a calendar
I know
is?
what a
It's how you
calendar
measure
is.
months and years. Yeah. Made popular by the Imperial Register
Yep, that's
of
right,
Time
'cause
Management.
Orbit
Did
never
you
had an Imperial Registry time management.
outside of the Imperial's influence? The Empire's influence? What a strange notion.
Uh, anyway, back to our topic at hand. Why don't we just fucking do the bandage thing and wrap our arms? Because that way
Do
it's
we have bandages?
strips of cloth. I still have a Yeti pelt in my bag of holding. It's my last one, so which I kind of wanted to make another vest out of it, but that didn't really work out. So, like, yeah, like, just take a couple of strips of Yeti pelt, wrap it around our arm, so when we walk up to it, it's just it's an identifier from far away that we can just be like, okay, that's my friend. And then if we have any concerns about, are you not my friend? Okay, take your Yeti pelt wrap off, and then I can see if there's, like, an X underneath or something.
Alright, we can do that. How are we marking the X's?
Just with charcoal.
I'm not getting another tattoo.
No, just use charcoal.
Okay. That works for me. Didn't you say you wanted it to be a red X, though? Where are we going to find red charcoal in this
I never
economy?
said red X.
You definitely said red
I
X.
said an X. We can draw an X.
Hmm.
I will replay you the tape in like 13 weeks when I get up to it.
Yeah, 13. That's pretty generous. More like 70.
Oh, excuse me, bitch. I'm not that far behind.
I'm sorry, you're still in the city of mercenaries.
No, I got 51 uploaded and done.
No one can ever prove that.
I can right now. I
Because
can look at my YouTube page and
they're
be
not
like,
public.
oh, look, and there it is. It's part of the playlist that is available to everybody on Discord.
All right, let's give ourselves identifying marks. Do we want to have code names? I'm sensing a yes for the code names.
Depends on what you want the code names to be.
Well, yours can be something like fiery, like the exact opposite of you, so they won't know, like hothead or something.
No. Why don't you just call me Eldigus?
Bless you.
Eldigus is my giant name.
Sure they don't know your giant name?
Yes, the only way that they would even somehow know my giant name is if they specifically went to the one frost giant tribe that took me in and like helped me learn stuff and specifically asked about me without pissing off the frost giants first.
Well, apparently all you have to do is just survive a couple of rounds against snow leopards.
It was a big mountain lion. Thank you very much.
Not anymore. We can kill like 60 snow leopards. Mountains of snow leopards. Let's see here. Well, think on the code names. For now, we've all marked ourselves with a bandage on our arm. Left arm or right arm? Alright,
Looks like an L to
we've
me.
marked ourselves. Bandaged on the left arm, X underneath. Let's wait for the imps to get back and
Brian, I don't
hopefully-
need you calling me out like that. That's totally not where I got the idea.
All right. So, Petra, Texas Red, are both of you in on this?
I guess.
I don't think I need to be.
Yeah, because why would they disguise
I
themselves
mean,
as
if
Petra?
Petra doesn't have one, then
It would-
clearly Petra's the imposter. So
Yeah, Petra
Well, they
sucks.
wouldn't even know I'm associated with you.
We
guys.
don't know what they know. We've
yep.
made
This is true. Yeah.
assumptions.
We are fucking
Before.
talking with imps who spread everything to the information network, which is where they're getting their information on us. All right.
But I feel like if we all wear the same thing, they'll know I'm associated with you regardless. So I say with me, we come up with something else.
It's just a bandage.
It's
Yeah,
just the
it's
bandage
just a
that's
little
visible.
wrap.
No one will. It's not obvious.
How about you just ask me
It
to
would need
jump
a
in your bag of
pretty-
holding?
What if we need you immediately and we can't? Or they cast some sort of anti-magic field. If they cast Dispel Magic on a bag of holding, would that just kill
Everything
Petra?
falls out.
Okay. Yeah,
I mean, I would just ask.
I
for,
think it couldn't hurt.
I'm just saying I would ask for biscuit maybe because they can't make perfect biscuit like me.
Sometimes you
Petra,
don't
we-
make biscuits either, though. Like, you make good biscuits, but they're not always peak performance.
One could
But
say
at
on a
least they have
scale,
more taste
they're always on a
because
scale of 1 to 20.
Because
Mhm.
remember, at Verdunus, things taste like shit. But with me, at least I have some more flavor, and you can discern that. You can't not impersonate that. I have the power of Gordon Ramsay on my side. They do not. So no matter what they do, even if they do incredible on their cookies, and I do terribly on my cookies, which won't happen by the way, mine would still taste better, and it's obvious.
Petra, we've been dealing with these people for a rather long time.
I
I
don't
think you should trust our
realize, Wolf.
judgment on this.
I don't think you realize, Wolf. They cannot make their stuff taste good unless they have the power of Gordon Ramsay. That is how my food
I think
Or
it's
literally
just
any
a simple.
magical item that, like a spice bag or something like that.
It's an easy tell, and that way we don't get you confused in any combat situation that should happen.
Exactly.
If we're in the middle of combat, we're not going to be asking you for
What is
cookies.
stopping them from putting bandage on their wrist and arm?
That's the thing is,
It's
if we
just,
have any doubts about who someone is, even if they have a bandage, if they take off the bandage, they don't know what's underneath. We would know that there would be like an X or a circle or whatever we want to put on underneath. So it basically be a double bluff of they would see the wrapping as our identifier, or like, yes, that is an identifier, but the actual identifier is underneath the wrapping. They would have no idea what's underneath the wrapping unless they actually took one of us and like took the wrapping off to check.
All right, I go with plan. You guys seem very set in stone.
you underestimate our enemy.
We're not doing that anymore. We've learned, become faster,
Brian,
better,
I look around
stronger.
and make sure nobody's listening in on us, even though we're in our rooms.
Passive
Turn it
perception
inside
of
the
20,
window.
correct?
Yes. Or 18. Because I look around.
You don't believe anybody's watching you.
Okay, we're good.
They were actually invisible the whole time. How could you not realize this, you arrogant fool?
I go beast mode and I start sniffing around and listening. It doesn't do anything to my
For
perception. but
the imps.
Story-wise, I think it sounds good.
I shall wear my bandage on head, make it look like headband.
Alright,
does that-
you want me to draw an X in the middle of your head?
It's
Why
just
don't-
charcoal.
Yeah.
Why don't you scribble something in your own language or something that means personal to you?
Stands for doubt.
Because if people
Ancient
can
Giant-
easily
I
guess
feel so
that
bad.
language.
The very first thing that I could think of, and I can't get it out of my head, is I was just gonna write the word cheese on your forehead.
Wait, what were you gonna write on my head?
Ease.
Cheese.
Oh God, do it.
Okay. Well, in fucking what languages do I know? Draconic. Yeah, I'll write the word cheese on your forehead.
Means a lot to Damien.
Look, alright.
I'm glad I can make Damien's day. Not only with that, but also with a cookie. By the way, don't forget you have 4 temporary hit points because you ate my cookie, and it's for 8 hours. So
You said 4 temporary or a D4?
4 temporary hit points. That'd be
Sweet.
2 OP. If it's
Wait.
8d4 for each biscuit.
No, I said a D4.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
just completely 4.
Straight up 4. Gotcha.
Yep, 3 or 4.
Alright.
All right, shall we stop here for today?
Sounds good to me.
I write
Sounds
the
like
word
a good spot. All right.
cheese on Petra's forehead in your conic.
Oh.
And I write an X on everybody else's arm and wrap a bandage around it.